Hang there with us, folks. Just getting a couple of things ready to go, and we'll be covering severe weather starting to push into the Wobbles region here this afternoon. Whether or not meteorologist Evan Hatter in the driver's seat for you here on this Saturday afternoon. It's hard to figure out what day it is anymore with all the severe weather that we've had. But we'll be getting started here shortly. Still not quite any, in fact, no warnings yet in effect for the Wobbles region. I don't think we're far off, though. You see the radar next to me there. Severe thunderstorm warnings encompassing parts of Clarksville, Tennessee, and Elkton, Kentucky, into Todd County, Kentucky, and into northern middle Tennessee there. The counties there of Montgomery and Robertson. That'll be pushing in shortly. The entire region is under a tornado watch until 9 o'clock. I don't think the atmosphere is especially favorable for tornadoes in our region today, and any tornadoes that we would see would likely be more of your small, brief spin-up tornadoes. Regardless, those can still do damage. So here we are, just keeping an eye on things here this afternoon. The Mad Hatter, yes, I've heard that one several times. We are just checking in, especially for our folks over in Logan County, where this storm will be moving in shortly. This storm has the potential to produce winds in excess of 60 miles per hour and some small hail. But one area we're watching is right along the Tennessee line near Guthrie. That is in far southern Todd County. You can kind of see the shape we're looking at here, where we've got a little bit of a notch into that storm, and that is where we generally have to watch for the potential for spin-up tornadoes. None of that has been cited or reported so far, but it is something we will be taking care of and watching as we go through the afternoon hours. It has already been an active weather day so far today with some of the heavy rain we saw earlier. That's been the calling card of this system. We were just looking at, I was just looking at some of the Mesonet rainfall totals. I can't pull them up right away, but yeah, we've been dealing with, over the last 4 days, nearly 5 to 7 inches of rain across Simpson, Allen, and Warren counties. The National Weather Service, so the reason this looks a little odd here with the warnings is we are at the confluence of 3 different National Weather Service offices here. The Paducah office issues those warnings for Todd County and Christian County, which is what you see there. And then the National Weather Service office in Nashville issues the office or the warnings for Robertson County and into, I always forget my Middle Tennessee counties, Montgomery and Robertson. That's all the National Weather Service down there in Nashville. It's such a good job they do, and the folks in Paducah. And, of course, the folks in Louisville as well, who issue our warnings here in the Wobbles region. And if you're unfamiliar with what Wobbles is, that is our coverage area. Oh, look at the spinny trip we're having there on the Morgantown Skycam. Whee! You see that at the very top. Just trying to get that thing back into position. It does that. Apparently that's got something to do with the rain on the lens there, but eventually it kind of evens itself out there. We're just waiting to see what the National Weather Service in Louisville does with this severe thunderstorm that is working through Todd County and into Montgomery and Robertson counties in Middle Tennessee, and that is headed right for Logan County over the next, 15 minutes or so. Our folks in Gordonsville and Whippoorwill, Keysburg, you're next in line for this. We'll see what the Weather Service decides to do. I have a feeling with the what we've got so far, we'll likely see a severe thunderstorm warning come out for Logan County here shortly. And that'll probably take in at least the southern part of the county, including places like Russellville, Adairville, and Corinth. And we're going to wait on that there as well. It's been a long day for our friends, or long week for our friends at the National Weather Service, dating back to even last Sunday night when they dealt with all the severe weather that moved through. They had 5 confirmed tornadoes last Sunday, still unable to get out and survey because of such active weather that we've had all throughout the region. And one more day of it. It looks like today will be the rest of this today. And I think we'll have some showers into the day tomorrow, but I think our heavy rain threat starts to diminish later tonight. And I also do think the major severe weather threat is well off to our south. I'll turn on the outlook for today, and you see well, it's hard to see. I've turned my things off here. Hang on. We're in the level 2 slight risk for severe weather, as is much of Kentucky. You head down toward Clarksville and points to the south and west. They have the level 3 risk, and then they've actually introduced, it's hard to see. I really need to figure that out on my end. The level 4. Let's try that. There we go. You see it better there. The level 2 risk for us, the level 3 risk, which is kind of hard to see because the colors are similar, takes in places like Nashville, Clarksville, and on to the south and west, and then the moderate risk across southwest Tennessee. That's where the bulk of the severe weather is going to stay. But we now, speaking of severe weather, have our severe thunderstorm warning. This runs until 4 o'clock for southern parts of Logan County and into the western parts of Simpson County. This is for winds in excess of 60 miles per hour as this storm pushes on into the region. There's no tornado possible tag on this, even though we do have that little bit of a notch there. The velocity, I've got it up on another display, doesn't look particularly alarming when it comes to the potential for a tornado, but the potential will be there for winds in excess of 60 miles per hour for places like Gordonsville, Whippoorwill, Keysburg, on over toward Russellville and Adairville, Corinth. So our folks here into western Logan County, now under that severe thunderstorm warning until 4 o'clock. Cave Springs, Old Volney, Olmsted, Lickskillet in place as we work on through the next little bit or so, getting some details here from the Weather Service product just above me. I've got a monitor above my head. I'm not looking toward the heavens if for anything other than prayer to end this just torrid streak of weather we've been on. Severe thunderstorm located near Elkton. This is moving to the east at 45 miles per hour. And they are specifically calling out places like Russellville, Auburn, Adairville, Gordonsville, Danby, Hilltop, Dennis, Dot, Crossroad, and Lickskillet as this pushes to the east at about 45 miles per hour. So let's go ahead and put a track on this as it pushes to the east. Again, we're talking about 45 miles per hour here, and we'll take it across, at least across the warning, just to get the speed there. Talking Olmsted by 3:39. These times, you can't see them, as a matter of fact. They're in UTC, so just subtract 5 hours here. Olmsted by 3:39. Old Volney, 3:39. Pushing in now, really. Lickskillet, 3:41. Cave Springs, 3:44. Oakville, 3:49. And over toward Shockoe by 3:56, and Middleton by 4 o'clock. So we will continue to watch this severe thunderstorm pushing in now with the potential there for 60-mile-per-hour winds. And one thing we have to watch for in these scenarios, you see these little segments where it's starting to bow out. We need to watch those because you can get an advanced push of wind there that can really boost those wind speeds in that small location. So we'll need to watch that. Brady's saying his wife heading back from Nashville. I would let these storms go on by. I don't know what your or her risk tolerance is, but better to err on the safe side with these storms pushing in. And it's a whole complex of storms further to the south. I think the bulk of the severe weather, again, stays further to the south, but we still have this severe thunderstorm warning in place for Logan County as we head into the next 25 minutes or so. This runs until 4 o'clock Central Daylight Time. We will continue to watch this mean little segment here. It's pushing out of Todd County and out of Robertson County, Tennessee, pushing on to the east as well. So Whippoorwill, Gordonsville, this is coming down the pike here rather quickly, pushing into the region right down 6880. Crossroad, Gordonsville, Whippoorwill, Old Volney, Olmsted, and Lickskillet. Shortly thereafter, Ferguson and Cave Springs, and then into downtown Russellville over the next few minutes. The segment that is working out of northern Todd County toward Lewisburg, and Epley's up 431 there. That is not currently severe. Runs all the way up toward one of the more uniquely named communities in Kentucky there, far northern Todd County in Tiwapiti. That will continue pushing off to the east. Same thing with this segment that's currently working through Muhlenberg County near Central City. That'll be pushing further and further to the east. So our folks there in, how many times have we said it this weekend? Rochester will be needing to watch out for some brief gusty winds and heavy rain. That is not currently severe. But the potential will be there for that to go severe. Lauren's asking, is Butler going to have severe weather? The potential is there. I don't think this is a widespread issue like the other night. Jeff's asking about Woodburn. We've got a little bit before this moves toward Woodburn. I would say at least probably 45 minutes to an hour before this moves toward Woodburn. But the potential will be there. Tomorrow morning is still a possibility, but I think that threat will be lessening and lessening. But if you're headed from Chattanooga, it's headed kind of in that direction. So we're going to need to be careful as we head toward tomorrow morning. I can't know your risk tolerance, but better safe than sorry as we push through. Wouldn't be shocked to see some light hail, at least some hail. The wind here is the main threat here, with winds up to 60. The potential still exists for some small hail with this. You see those areas of purple there pushing through. It'll be pushing along the Todd and Logan County lines over the next few minutes. But hail, not a big threat. We'll have to see if that even makes it to the ground. Bowling Green, we've got a little bit. This is not our first rodeo with storms today. I want to make this point clear as well. We're under the tornado watch until 9 o'clock tonight. And the tornado watch basically just includes our area, the Wobbles region, plus Metcalf, big severe threat, but 60-mile-per-hour winds can still do damage. It's something to continue to watch. We will certainly be keeping an eye on it, but this is not a robust severe threat by any means. The better, in fact, the more pressing threat, I think, will continue to be the widespread flooding that we have seen. Some areas, especially as you head up toward parts of the Green River Basin, up into parts of Butler County, have seen 9 to 10 inches of rain so far this week, and we still have more to go with this storm pushing in. That little notch has really got my eye as that continues to push through southwestern Logan County, north of Keysburg, really between Keysburg and Lick Skillet. We need to watch that closely. There's no tornado possible tag on this particular severe thunderstorm warning, but you can kind of see the shape that we're looking at here that we really need to watch. The velocity is not terribly impressive. You can see the storm relative velocity is several scans behind. Goodness gracious, that's like 10 minutes behind. Hang on. See if the velocity... Yeah, you can see a little bit. Even that's a little behind a little bit. But you can kind of see where there's at least some broad rotation, or there was when this scan came in. It's been a little while. It's a little older now of a scan. There's the latest scan, and you can see we're still dealing with the potential. Wouldn't shock me if we're getting maybe wall cloud or something out of that. We have no confirmation of that. And there's another look at it. You can see again where the greens and the reds are close to each other. Greens are going toward the radar out at Nashville. Reds going away, indicating that rotation potential, and it's what we call co-located with that area that we're seeing a little bit of a notch in the reflectivity. So we'll need to watch that very closely. This storm has not been tornado warned, at least during the last hour. But we will continue to watch it. Morgantown camera's doing its little song and dance again. That's just fine. Beautiful greenery. That's one thing we can mention is the greenery. We've been so wet, the greenery is just vibrant. Almost summer-like here, and it's just the 5th day of April, so we'll continue to watch that. But again, our focus continues to be into Logan County and far western parts of Simpson County, where a severe thunderstorm warning remains in effect until 4 o'clock. This does include places like Russellville, Adairville, Corinth, Gordonsville, Whippoorwill, and generally the southern half of Logan County. Cave Springs and Lick Skillet on top of you right now. Dot coming up here within the next little bit. Oakville also in the path of this one over the next 20 to 30 minutes or so. Probably less than that. This thing's pushing east at about 45 miles per hour. So let's put a track on it, at least get it through the rest of the warning polygon here. And we're talking places like Russellville here by about 337, and Dennis by about 355. So we'll continue to see that. Times are in UTC here, so just subtract 5 hours. 1547 is 3:47 p.m. there, working on in. It's broad rotation there. We've been keeping our eye on the rotation that's pushing through southwestern parts of Logan County. It is nothing on. I don't need the tracker, but again, we kind of see that area. It's coming up toward Dot right. You can kind of see what looks to be some rotation in the thunderstorm, just looking at the reflectivity or the rainfall pushing on in. The velocity is not especially impressive with this. It is there, some broad rotation, likely a pretty scary looking cloud right now, but nothing that would immediately alarm us to think, oh wow, something is developing, but it is something we'll watch. The National Weather Service did not put a tornado possible tag on this warning, so still nothing to be concerned with there immediately, but it's an area we'll watch, and it's an area of concern. The main threat with this, though, is going to continue to be 60-mile-per-hour winds and the absolute torrential rainfall, as we have continued to just see round after round after round of very, very heavy rain over the last 4 days. Today should be the latest of the big rain pushing on through, but it is something we'll continue to watch even as we head into tomorrow. Sammy Joe asking how fast is this moving. This one is pushing east at 45 miles per hour. So we've got a little bit of time. But Russellville, it's on top of you. Auburn coming up in the next 10, 15 minutes or so, or at least 20 minutes. That chime you're hearing, it's usually the weather. That is the weather wire going off, that little chime you hear. That's just the climate report. It's climate time out there, 4:45 Eastern. It's usually when the folks at the Weather Service finish up the day's climate report, and they have 5 climate sites there, so it goes off like 5 times in a row. Either way, still watching severe weather, of course, pushing through much of Logan County at this point. Russellville still looking at very heavy rain pushing in, along with the potential for winds to gust in excess of 60 miles per hour as this pushes through. And again, our main concern is that wind. In the immediate concern is that push of wind followed by the very heavy rain. Kentucky Mesonet estimates have estimated that the Mesonet site, well, it's not really an estimate, it's a measurement. The Mesonet site near Russellville has picked up 8.44 inches of rain over the last 4 days. And we're adding to it as we speak with this very heavy rain pushing through. Just the last 24 hours, it's seen nearly 1.4 inches of rain. So that is ultimately what our biggest concern is over the rest of today and into the early parts of tomorrow. Again, our severe thunderstorm warning takes in much of southern Logan County until 4 o'clock. So for about another 15 minutes or so, working on through areas like Russellville and further on south down Highway 96 toward Schley and Dot, and then pushing toward Adairville over the next few minutes or so. Northern parts of Logan County, not severe, but still likely some brief gusty winds working through Lewisburg and Epps, as well as the torrential rainfall. That'll be heading toward Chandler's Chapel and Gasper over the next few minutes, and then on up into southern Butler County, where things are also about to get rather gusty and windy, but not presently severe. our friends there in Morgantown up the road there. But the focus remains right now on Logan County, especially southern Logan County. We've been watching this kind of, it's almost a hook on the reflectivity data, and this is just east of Keysburg. In fact, we'll zoom in just so we can get the correct timing on this. Near Dot and just north of Dot, some perhaps some weak mid-level rotation is being seen. Nothing is imminently on the ground, at least looking at it from a radar perspective. However, we will continue to watch it very closely. The velocity display does show a couple of areas where the winds are moving toward and away from each other, but nothing that strikes us as imminent at this point. No new updates from the Weather Service over the last little bit. Hail is not a huge threat with this either. It's being warned for hail less than penny size. And I think we will continue to see a rather small hail threat with that. But my goodness, some very heavy rain pushing up into Russellville right now, into portions central Logan County. We're starting to ease back on the rain a little bit in places like Gordonsville and Whippoorwill, Crossroad, down to Old Volney and Olmsted. Still very heavy rain over Lick Skillet and Cave Springs. This area of torrential rainfall pushing into downtown Russellville as we speak. So all of our friends listening on WRUS radio, you are getting in on some very, very heavy rain moving toward the city of Russellville over the next few minutes. Our friends down 431 in Adairville likely seeing some very heavy rain and gusty winds as well. Not a ton of lightning with these storms. Amanda on Facebook asking. Not a ton of lightning. I mean, you'll likely hear some rolling thunder, but again, we have the lightning display on, and I'm seeing maybe one strike there west of Whippoorwill. It's just not a very electrical storm, and it's kind of losing its, it's kind of moving out of the area of the best ingredients, but even so, we still have the tornado watch in effect through 9 o'clock tonight, so we are still on guard as this pushes on through. Our severe thunderstorm warning continues for another 11 minutes or so as this continues to push through mainly central and southern Logan County, and the warning also includes far western parts of Simpson County. Areas like Middleton and Price's Mill, they are included in this warning as well. Chandler's Chapel getting in on some heavy rain here shortly, perhaps some gusty winds, but that part of the storm is not severe. But if the severe weather part of this storm hangs on, areas up 68 like Auburn, eventually toward Woodburn and Rockfield, and even, yes, Bowling Green, have the opportunity for some gusty weather over the next 30 to 60 minutes or so. Probably longer than that as we head towards Bowling Green. Very heavy rain continues right on top of Russellville at this juncture. But the good news is we've heard no reports of damage anywhere in Logan County so far from this particular round of heavy rain and storms. Again, I still believe that the overall biggest threat is going to be the potential for flooding. This area has already seen more than 1.33 inches of rain today, and we will continue to keep an eye on that as well as we continue to watch this push through the Russellville community. Heavy rain continues over the next little while as we work through much of Logan County here. Over the next little bit, the warning goes for about another 10 minutes until 4 o'clock, so we will continue to keep an eye on things. Let me see here. I got a picture I want to show you. This is from, let's see here. Am I able to pull this up? I am. I want to show you this picture. This was sent in by Hayweep on X. And she is showing us quite the shelf cloud that moved in over Russellville not too long ago. That's what we've seen a lot of today are those shelf clouds. They're not themselves dangerous, But we will continue to watch where they're the leading edge of the heaviest rain and the gustiest of the wind that push in on the area. And that's where we need to watch these little Boeing segments, we call them. One's kind of pushing through as we speak. We'll throw the radar back on for our Facebook and YouTube viewers and X as well. You kind of see that almost backward C shape pushing through. That is that gust of wind that pushes through and can push ahead. And that's where we get those clouds pushing on through. I want to thank Hayweep for that beautiful shelf that we see there out of Logan County as that moved into Russellville, where the rain is just pounding right now, pushing on into the region. And above my head, for those of you watching, Lucas also actually sends us another picture there. We'll pull that up. And you can see the, I would also describe it, a gnarly shelf. This is between Auburn and Russellville. They're likely on Highway 68. So, yeah, it's coming. It's not, this is not indicative of any tornadic activity or anything like that, but it is the push of the leading area of gusty winds as that pushes to the east, and that can enhance some of the wind threat as that pushes through. So thanks, Lucas, for putting that, or sending us that one, as we continue to watch this line of severe thunderstorms push on into the region. Severe thunderstorm warning continues for most of central and southern Logan County into the western parts of Simpson County until 4 o'clock. So we have about 7 minutes left on this. No new information from the Weather Service, but like we said, we continue to watch that area. It looks like a little notch there on 431 near Oakville right now that could be producing at least some scary looking clouds, if nothing else, with another area of another little almost a little miniature Boeing segment that could indicate the potential for some heavier wind pushing into Adairville over the next few minutes. Louise says, heavy rain and wind north of Russellville. I believe it, though the area north of Russellville isn't warned. I'm not even sure they have a statement out on that. Let me check. I know the folks at the Weather Service have been extraordinarily busy, and we applaud them for their efforts throughout this very, very busy pattern that we've seen over the last, week or so. I know they are tired here, as are we, but we still have a job to do. A lot of folks asking about Bowling Green. I'm going to go ahead and throw a cone out here. This is moving to the east about 45, and we'll see just where we stand with this. It looks like Bowling Green by about 424. It looks right now. So about 424. A little earlier than that, probably about 415, 420. This thing will start to push into the western parts of Warren County, the severe part likely from Rockfield on south. If it holds together, we'll see what the Weather Service does. They're coming up to the end of this warning here within the next 6 minutes or so. And we will see as that continues to push to the east. But a very very wobbly, no pun intended, wiggly wobbly looking line pushing on through. The potential for those 60-mile-per-hour gusts. I want to thank the Weather Service sweep there for going by again right as I drew that. I really appreciate it. But it illustrates my point in that we have very wiggly, wobbly storms pushing on through, likely some very gusty winds and tremendously heavy rain, maybe even some small hail working toward Russellville, or working toward Adairville, I should say. It's already through Russellville. Also want to keep an eye on that shelfie, the shelf cloud that's pushing on through the region, and will continue to do so. So our friends in Auburn likely looking up and to the west and seeing that shelf cloud again, just like the one we saw this morning, that is going to begin to push through the area. That is not necessarily indicative of severe weather. This particular storm is severe, but shelf clouds themselves rather harmless. But go ahead and head inside, because we are needing to keep an eye on that potential for the gusty winds and heavy rain that comes usually right behind the shelf cloud, which is the leading edge of that storm that is pushing on through. Warning continues for another 4 minutes or so for most of Logan County and western parts of Simpson County. The Weather Service has not added to this warning yet. They have hang on. The Weather Service in Nashville issuing another warning south of Adair County. It's not Adair. It certainly is technically south of Adair County, south of Adairville, into Logan County, there into Robertson County, Tennessee. Areas on the north side of Nashville there for another strong storm that's pushing through. And again, you see the heaviest storms remain to the south, but right now we're getting in on a little area of some enhanced storminess pushing through Logan County and into as well into Butler County at this time as well. It's not severe up in Butler County. I'll take a look-see there at the Morgantown camera. It's above me there. You can see, yeah, you can see that kind of shelf cloud that's trying to work in. I'm going to zoom in on it here, at least attempt to, as that pushes in from the west. Likely, it's the leading edge of the storms, indicative of very heavy rain and some gusty winds. As that pushes on through. This segment that I'm zooming in on there, up the camera up top, that is not severe, but likely will shortly produce some very heavy rain, maybe some brief gusty winds into portions of Butler County and into downtown Morgantown here before too long. But again, wiggly, wobbly line, continuing to push through. We won't need to watch that area near Auburn and any of these little bowing segments, because those could produce some enhanced winds up to 60 miles per hour as this pushes to the east. 2 minutes left on this warning. Haven't gotten any reports of damage or anything like that, which is good news. Cole saying hard wind and rain in Logansport. Shelf cloud in, Anita says a shelf cloud in Auburn with heavy rain. And this will continue to push on east over the next little bit. Waiting to see what the National Weather Service does with the severe thunderstorm warning for Logan County. That's set to expire at 4 o'clock, and we are just 15 seconds away from that. We have come down what appears to be a new flash flood warning. This is a considerable threat flash flood warning for Butler and Logan counties. Expected up to an inch of rain within 45 minutes. All of Ohio, all of Butler, all of Logan counties. Additional rainfall, up to an inch of additional rainfall expected in the next 45 minutes. We've been through this. Looks like they're going to extend this to the east as a special weather statement, but we'll hang on for a little bit, at least because we are continuing to see the potential for the heavy rain and the gusty winds pushing through at this time of the day. So the severe thunderstorm warning looks like it will be allowed to expire at 4 o'clock Eastern for the folks at the Weather Service. But that will be extended further to the east as a special weather statement. Winds to 50 and very small hail. That would be pea-size hail, a possibility. That takes in that's what that little light blue box is on the map there. That takes in most of Warren County, eastern Simpson County, eastern Logan County, all of Simpson County, far western Allen County, and there's the severe thunderstorm warning coming off the board. So our severe thunderstorm warning as of 15 seconds ago, or a little bit more depending on our delay, has been allowed to expire. And we will continue to keep an eye on this as this pushes to the east. This is no longer severe, but we're still keeping an eye on that area along and south there on the southern edge of this as this pushes through the rest of Logan County, pushing past Adairville. It's just got a wavy appearance, and we need to be careful with that because that can indicate the potential for some rotation to be ingested into the storm that can spin up a brief tornado. Now, we haven't heard any reports of that, thank goodness, so far today, but it is something we'll be watching. Our friends in Auburn getting in on the very heavy rain and the gusty winds. Winds up to 50 miles per hour as this continues to push off to the east and will continue at about 45 miles per hour. I just want to double check on the statement from the Weather Service. 50 miles per hour, and pea-size hail. Outside of that, obviously we've been dealing with the tremendously heavy rain all week. You see there at the top of the screen the storms arriving in Morgantown. They are not, I don't even think they're under this statement, but the potential there, 40 to 50 mile per hour winds and extremely heavy rain pushing in up to an inch in 45 minutes, pushing on in over the next little bit. Again, we have no severe thunderstorm warnings in effect, but still watching a gusty line of storms pushing on through, and that wiggliness, which is a scientific term, of course, the wiggliness gives me pause there into the southern and southeastern parts of Logan County and shortly into western Simpson County, that we could be dealing with, if nothing else, some pretty scary clouds, scary-looking clouds anyway, as that pushes on in. I can actually almost see there in the distance the shelf cloud pushing in from our D93 Skycam in Bowling Green. You can almost kind of see it in the distance, almost. That'll be pushing in here shortly. You can see the heavy rain and wind right now into Morgantown from our Morgantown Skycam there. Tremendously heavy rain. Even though this is not a severe thunderstorm, it is still providing us with quite a bit of rain that we do not need. This storm itself will likely push the Morgantown Skycam, or not the Skycam, the Morgantown Mesonet site over 10 inches for this event. They entered the day at 9.79. And just looking at the precip there. Yeah, that'll likely push the Morgantown Mesonet site there above 10 inches for the event, which is not what we want to see, but it is right in line with our forecasts that we did see. Again, the severe thunderstorm warning was allowed to expire at 4 o'clock for Logan and Simpson counties. However, the potential for winds gusting to 50 miles per hour will be possible, especially in these little bowing segments, which will be especially helpful if I can figure out how to draw correctly. Art was never my strong suit. Goodness gracious. Anyway, there we go. There's one little bow pushing into Auburn right now. Another one's going to be pushing into western western Simpson County over the next little bit, and within the next within the next 15 minutes or so, we'll be pushing into Warren County before too long. Let's put the radar back full screen. You'll see what I'm talking about as you're looking at the rain in Morgantown. East to the northeast here at about 40 miles per hour is the current forward speed on this. So as we continue to track this, one of these little bowing segments is going to go, as it looks, right into the city of Bowling Green. And we'll hold to see if they may try to issue another warning for this. The warning was allowed to expire as well. Alicia was asking about the rotation on the velocity scan. I've got it up on a second screen. It's rather light rotation. It's nothing that jumps out to me to go, whoa, we got something here, but we just need to keep note of it on the radar. Rockfield, we're talking about 414, Blue Level 417, Lost River 421, and into Bowling Green now looks like by about 425. As these continue to push on into the region within the next 30 minutes or so, or really 20 minutes before it gets into downtown Bowling Green. There you see the tremendously heavy rain pushing through Morgantown right now, up on our Morgantown Skycam, our D93 Skycam, showing you the leading edge of that gust front, the shelf cloud as it pushes in. And as a matter of fact, let me see if I can zoom in on that before we take it full. And you'll see the leading edge really pushing into Warren County again, just like we saw this morning. We had a shelf cloud move through downtown this morning, through the whole region essentially, and we'll continue to watch as this pushes on in. You can actually see we're zoomed in, I think, as far as we can go right now. Oh yeah, there comes the shelf. And we'll go ahead and bring that full for you. You can see that shelf moving on into the region. This is the leading edge of the gusty winds and heavy rain. Wouldn't shock me if we ran into another severe thunderstorm warning at some point. Right now, this is not severe. With the camera shaking from the gusty winds we have in place, and also because we're zoomed in. Man, that is, wow. That is gusty. It's only gusting to about 7, but when you're zoomed in this much, the camera shakes quite a bit there. Amanda's asking about Russellville, where we currently have no severe thunderstorm warnings. Russellville, just some heavy rain as well over the next little bit at this point. We're going to keep that camera there just above my head, bring the radar back full, and let's see here. Wow. What a shot here. I'm going to swap our Morgantown camera out. If you'll bear with me just a second. I'm going to move the D93 Skycam in Bowling Green there to the top. You can see very clearly that it is raining buckets right now in Morgantown. We'll switch that to the D93 Skycam and then switch the D93 Skycam over to our Gold City Skycam, and you can see these striations almost. Looking at that. So now we're looking ahead of the storm again into our Sexton Bin Builder Skycam overlooking Gold City, as well as the D93 Skycam, and it is gusty there. Winds gusting sustained to 17 out there ahead of these storms pushing in, but very clearly you can see the shelf, and we had some Amadas there a second ago. One second here. Yeah, Stephen Teaver sent us an image. Let me see if I can pull it up on X here of the Mamadas that we're moving through. Let's see here. We've got some great shots out there, and we'll get to those here in a second. Coming. Y'all are sending us great photos, and we appreciate it, and we'll try to get those up here in a second. Stephen Teaver sends us this this image of Mamadas clouds from Franklin that are pushing in ahead of this storm. The storms are not in Franklin yet, but a lot of times you can get, as the winds are very turbulent and starting to move downward ahead of the storm, that's where you can get some of these Mamadas clouds. Stephen, great shot there of the Mamadas clouds there in Franklin, and y'all are sending us some great photos. We do appreciate it. No for Beastie Boy sending us this looking west from Franklin, that shelf cloud pushing in. That is a defined shelf too. We've got the shot. You can't see it on the image there. Trish asking how do you send photos. You can use Facebook Messenger. You can use X, formerly Twitter, at WXOrNotBG on X, formerly Twitter. We're also at WXOrNotBG.com on Blue Sky. If you've made the jump to Blue Sky, we are there as well, if you are interested in sending us photos on Blue Sky as well. Morgantown rain is sideways. I do believe it. And then some other photos that we're looking at. Rachel, wow. Browning Road in Rockfield, a beautiful shot of this shelf cloud that's pushing in. These storms, by the way, not severe, and in fact, looking at it, the intensity has come down a little bit. When we get back to the radar, we'll show you. But a couple of areas where we could get that gust of wind on the leading edge. That was Rachel's photo of Rockfield. Amy Tishner-Smith sending us this from near South Warren. That shelf cloud pushing in. These are really photogenic storms over the last, really today. We've seen some photogenic storms. Blake looking west from Bowling Green. Be careful when you're sending pictures from your side mirrors. But yes, we thank you for sending us a beautiful picture there of the shelf cloud. And you can really see it. Let's go back to the radar. Actually, let's go to the D93 Skycam in Bowling Green. Radar will show up above me. You can see the shelf pushing in, the very gusty winds out ahead of these storms. That's telling me that these storms are outflow dominated, or at least trying to become outflow dominated, just because we're seeing those gusty winds out ahead of the storms pushing on in. These are very photogenic. They are not indicative of a tornado or anything like that. The tornado threat is quite low with these storms, and will likely continue to be. But we're keeping an eye on things. Don't worry about it. But again, oh man, that is a great shot. You'll see that update as I move the camera here. There's a little delay. But that is a beautiful shot of that shelf cloud from our D93 Skycam in Bowling Green, pushing in right now. And we'll continue to watch the shelf cloud pushing in. Here's the view of it from our Sexton Bin Builder Skycam in Gold City there, northern parts of Allen County, or excuse me, northern parts of Simpson County at this point. Just a gorgeous look at that shelf cloud that's pushing in. And it's really where we're seeing those two pushes, those two little bowing segments on radar. Right, so let's bring the radar back full screen, and you can see we've got more pictures to show you, so don't worry, we'll get to your pictures. But you can see where we have these two little areas of bowing segments, we call them, moving into Rockfield now. That's a push of heavier rain, gusty winds, upwards of 50 miles per hour, and then another one approaching Franklin over the next little bit. Those will have the potential to produce winds of at least 50 miles per hour, if not a little bit more. As that pushes on in. Man, these are some beautiful shelf clouds that we're looking at pushing into the region, and we'll continue to see over the next little bit or so. Having a couple of data issues there with our Gold City camera. This is the view from Jason. Jason May sends us this photo moving into Franklin. That beautiful look at that shelf cloud again that continues to push through much of the Wobbles community, pushing through Warren and Simpson counties now. Eventually, as well, the northern side will be pushing into, with extremely heavy rain, has been pushing through Morgantown into Butler County. We'll be pushing into Edmonson County shortly. This is not severe. We do have a flash flood warning in effect, though, for the backside of these as they continue to push through for Logan and Butler counties that runs through this evening. Getting the latest. Oh my! Well, there's a piece of news right there as we pull it up there for any of you who are big Derby fans into with the Derby festival there. They canceled Thunder over Louisville. It was going to be a week from today, but with all the flooding on the Ohio River, they canceled Thunder over Louisville. That is very rare. Destin 1993 sends us this photo, or this video, I should say. Let's bring that full, and you can kind of see the shelf cloud pushing on through. You can see the leading edge of the shelf is that leading edge, that push of heavy rain and gusty winds, and then behind it where you see that kind of blue color in the background. I don't have my pointer up here, but that is the wind, or that is the rain that's pushing in behind that shelf. So appreciate y'all sending these photos to us. We love the ground truth of what we're seeing on radar, and we are absolutely seeing it with the shelf cloud. It's very photogenic, but not currently severe. Rolling into Rockfield. Shelving into Rockfield, we should say. Shelf chasers out in full force today. It's a whole lot safer to chase a shelf cloud, comparatively speaking, but again, we're watching this little Boeing segment pushing through. Here's the view from our D93 Skycam downtown Bowling Green of that shelf pushing in. I'm going to zoom out, get a better view of that, and hopefully the camera stops shaking so much as well. We're gusting to, well, not a lot. Our sustained wind peak there was about 13 miles an hour. But either way, quite a bit of wind and rain on the way into Bowling Green with this storm that is pushing on through, getting very close into the region. This is not severe, but winds gusting potentially up to 50 miles per hour will be possible as these shelf segments continue to these little mini Boeing segments continue to push in to the region. Coming up into Bowling Green very quickly with wind and rain, not severe wind, not severe. Well, I will say the rain is likely going to be a severe hazard just because we're dealing with the potential for winds or for rain up to an inch an hour at times, and that can easily cause flash flooding, especially in an urban area like Bowling Green where we have a lot of concrete that we need to watch out for. So these storms are not severe, but we're keeping the air here, metaphorically speaking, just because of all of the intense wind and rain and these picturesque shelf clouds that continue to push through the region. We talked about those Boeing segments. Let's bring the radar back up. Full screen here for at least a little bit as you watch those shelves push in. Again, pushing near blue level right now. It's about to cross I-165 into downtown Bowling Green. The potential for 40 to 50 mile per hour gusts and at least some pea-size hail. But the heavy rain, I think, is going to be the calling card with this. Smaller little Boeing segment pushing through Rockfield right now. Very heavy rain, gusty winds. Same thing on the north side of Simpson County. None of that is severe. And once you get basically south of Franklin, you probably have a gust of wind going through Franklin right now or just past you. The storms are kind of gone. So we'll continue to watch these push off to the east. But again, these are just simply not severe, but they are, as somebody described it, and what I would describe it too, my first instinct, gnarly looking clouds that are pushing through, but they are not indicative of severe weather that we're looking at here. And right now, it's just more heavy rain that we don't need. I'm being told this is an excellent shot right here. We have more of these shelf cloud shots coming in. Eric Bull with his drone. This is an excellent shot coming into Rich Pond here. Let's pull it up. Bear with me here. At the right scene. This is the shot that he had of the shelf cloud pushing in from his drone near Rich Pond. Beautiful shot of that just gorgeous shelf cloud pushing in. It'll reset here and replay in a second over the Rich Pond area. That is a beautiful shot of that shelf cloud. And you can see where it gets lighter behind it. That is the very heavy rain on the back side over the next little bit. So we will continue to watch these intense looking shelf clouds, not indicative of severe weather. There is no severe weather currently present in the region. They're coming hot and heavy now with all the pictures. We appreciate those, and we'll try to get those out to you here. But this is another shot from Eric of the shelf cloud pushing in with his drone shot. I mean, you can see the rain core. I'd call it a shaft, but it's all the way down. So that is the very heavy rain behind the leading edge of that shelf cloud that is pushing in. And y'all are sending us photos fast and furious, and we appreciate that here this afternoon. Lot of these shelf cloud pictures. Mark Overton coming into Franklin. That was that leading edge gust front that just pushed through Franklin just a second ago. And again, gnarly looking clouds. Beautiful to look at, by the way. Absolutely beautiful to look at. And you can see, goodness gracious. I don't know which camera to go to. They're both amazing views from both of our cameras, and all of our folks sending us photos. We appreciate it. This is the Sexton Bin Builder Sky Cam overlooking from Gold City of the shelf cloud pushing in right now, and you can see it, just that defined shelf of those clouds pushing in. And above me, above the radar there, that is the D93 Sky Cam showing the shelf cloud pushing into downtown Bowling Green as we speak. So quite a bit of that pushing in. One thing to note, folks, if we haven't called out your community in a little while, there is no threat. Okay, so a lot of folks asking about, what about Morgantown? What about Morgantown's done with the threat for wind. The threat for heavy rain will continue over the next little bit, but the wind is pushing on out over the next little while here. But right now, pushing into Bowling Green, you see that above me, but the shot you're looking at right now is our Sexton Bin Builder Skycam in Gold City, which continues to show that shelf cloud, which is the leading edge of the heavy rain. That's all this is. It's just the leading edge of the heavy rain, which is pushing out the storms. They breathe in warm, moist air. They push out cool, dry air. And that's what we're seeing as this pushes through. It's not indicative of severe weather, even though we are seeing a few areas of lowering in that shelf cloud there. I believe that's Landon moving the cameras around this afternoon. Appreciate that as well. But the Sexton Bin Builder Skycam, what a just looking at the contrast here of the blue and dark blue and purple skies with the gray of the shelf cloud, and then the vibrant green fields of springtime in south central Kentucky. There's a thing of beauty there, honestly, but there's also a thing of danger, and that comes with the potential for winds to 50 miles per hour. That can do damage. Especially with as wet as things have been. It won't take much to knock trees down and power lines with winds that gusty. But we have received, so far today, no severe weather. Oh, hey, look, our friend is back. The bird from earlier. If you were with us on X this morning, the bird is back. Call Elton John, the bird is back. Hi, friend. The shelf's behind you, bird brain. Just like we were talking this morning. Oh, he took offense to that. All right. Anyway, still watching this shelf cloud with the potential for very heavy rain and gusty winds. If the wind is leaving Morgantown, does that mean there's no tornado threat? That's correct. The tornado threat is pushing to the east, if there is any, and it's very small at this point. We're seeing a little bit in the way of some notching there, but for the most part, for us, it's basically the shelf clouds. And of the D93 Skycam above me, we're seeing some network connectivity issues with the Sexton Bin Builder's Skycam. I'm going to blame our friend there, the bird. There's the D93 Skycam as the shelf cloud pushes east. We're seeing it from the backside now as that pushes on in through downtown. Abigail's asking, only heavy rain and wind. Sorry, Alicia. We're excited to see the bird. He's our friend, our frenemy, actually. We want him to just look at the shelf cloud bird. Abigail's asking, is there a tornado likely for Bowling Green? No, this is just some rain and wind, not even severe. But we're keeping the air here just because this is very just a very gusty situation with some very scary looking clouds, but none of this is severe at this time. There you can see the rain starting on the backside of the shelf cloud there from Bowling Green. But again, let's rejoin our friend the bird. Judging by the fact the camera's not shaking, we may have a network connectivity issue with our Franklin or our Sexton Bin Builder's camera there. Yeah, I think we're having some issues. Oh, it's back. Sorry. Nope. Froze again. Nope, it's back. But the bird is gone. You'll see that shortly. When it updates, the bird will be gone. Our friend has decided to leave us again. The bird. We need to name the bird. We used to have a bird that would visit the White Squirrel Weather Nest camera in Bowling Green on Van Meter Hall. His name was Tony Hawk. Anyway, these storms are not severe, but we still do have some very, very photogenic shelf clouds pushing on through. There you see the bird's gone. He flew away. Or she. I'm no ornithologist. But either way, the bird's finally taken shelter as well. And so we'll continue to watch the potential for winds gusting upwards of 50 miles per hour. None of this is severe. Again, I want to point out, none of this is severe. Technically, we have a tornado watch through 9 o'clock. I'm not particularly impressed, but you see why is areas down near Dixon, Tennessee, shocker, are under a tornado warning. Nashville's under a severe thunderstorm warning. If those storms hold together, I'm not sure they'd actually make it through here, honestly. Once we kind of get this shelf on out of here, and some of these storms on out of here, we may hop off after a little while because we're just not Ooh, Ben Bird, I like that. And Miss Jennifer Tugas, hello. Male Robin, thank you. I know we got some bird watchers in here. I appreciate that. And again, watching from the Sexton Bin Builders Skycam, that shelf cloud getting ready to push on through Gold City. You see above me, there on the top camera, that is the Bowling Green Skycam, D93 Skycam. Very heavy rain, wind-driven rain, pushing on through Bowling Green. This is what you can expect on the backside of that shelf cloud as it continues to push in. Very heavy rain and gusty winds. Right now, some light rain pushing into Franklin. Some more moderate rain into Adairville. But right now, not looking at severe weather. Just some very gusty, I don't want to call them garden variety storms because they're not really garden variety, but either way, not severe, but very windy. We'll switch camera views here again in just a second. Switch to the D93 Skycam there, where you can see the result of the backside of the shelf cloud, where some wind-driven heavy rain is pushing through. Not that we need any more of that. This is not a tornado. This is not anything. In fact, we brought the winds down again on that special weather statement. You'll see the blue box pop up on the radar well up there here in a second, where we have another special weather statement for Allen, Barron, Butler, Edmondson, Grayson, Hart, Simpson, and Warren. So, and Barron. Yeah, we said Barron. What are we? Who are we? Logan. We're missing Logan. Well, we almost had the Wobbles superfecta there, where they put all of Wobbles in the same special weather statement, but not yet. Because this is pushed east of Logan County. No issues in Logan County. Some likely thunder and rain, but no severe weather at this point. We've just kind of stayed on because of the some folks might be worried about the shelf clouds, and because that does look scary. Here's the Sexton Bin Builders camera. If you saw that and you didn't know what was going on, you're thinking, oh my goodness, hit the deck. We're not in Kansas anymore, Toto. But no severe weather here. In fact, we might even get the heavy rain at this particular view. You're looking at it's kind of the gust front near Gold City there. The little, you can't really, it's kind of hard to see where it's in small mode. And I'll put the radar back just for a second, switch the spots. That's where the camera is, the little chicken icon. And that's looking northwest. So we're looking at this little gust front that's pushing on through. Maybe some drizzle there, but notice behind it, just some scattered showers. Not even heavy rain behind it. So likely not even seeing the heavy rain behind this, but we will continue to watch things over the next few minutes or so, and we'll put the camera back up because, again, ground truth is ground truth, and we're looking at a very hefty-looking shelf cloud there working on through, and we're continuing to get your shelf cloud pictures. Thank you very much. Pat, are we sure about no Bowling Green rotation? Correct. No Bowling Green rotation. There's no rotation in this storm, at least significant rotation. And let me tell you, another gorgeous shot from Plum Springs. We'll pull it up here. This is, as a matter of fact, former Weather Not Bowling Green contributor and WKU meteorology graduate Jacob Wilkins has us a beautiful time lapse of this shelf cloud pushing through Plum Springs a little while ago. Let's see here. Yeah, nice shot. Hope you're doing well there, Jacob and fam. The wife and the kids doing all right there. And again, there's the shot of the shelf cloud going over there in Plum Springs, and then you see quickly he shut the camera off because he had to run back inside because it was absolutely pouring rain. And we'll continue to see that over the next little bit. This is just beautiful. This is the look from southern Edmonson County, our friends of the Edmonton Voice, with the shelf cloud picture looking west from the southern part of the county of that shelf cloud pushing in. And yeah, it's photogenic. It's scary looking, but no rotation. There's not even severe winds pushing through with this. So I look back at the Sexton Bin Builders camera. You just saw Mander, a beautiful shot there near Gold City of those pushing on through. I mean, again, we're sustained to 20.8. That view right there. Sustained winds to 21.4. These are not severe gusts. 60-second peak there is 24.2 miles an hour. 5-minute peak is 30.4. So these are not severe. Excuse me. Our Bowling Green station peaked 60-second wind at 15.8. 5-minute peak at 17.4. So these are not severe, but they are producing tremendous amounts of rain, and that will be pushing through Edmonson and Warren counties over the next little bit. As a matter of fact, so much rain, the National Weather Service has issued a flash flood warning for Simpson and Warren counties. The damage threat on this one is considerable. This runs until 10:30 tonight. This is a 6-hour-long flash flood warning. Potential for life-threatening flash flooding thanks to these thunderstorms that will be pushing through. A ½ inch to an inch of rain is expected in the next 30 minutes. So we're talking a rainfall rate of 1 to 2 inches per hour on the leading edge of this. And that's just the leading edge. We still have at least an hour or two of rain behind it to go. So even when the storms are finished, we still have tremendously heavy rain to go as we push through. So let's see. Just kind of taking stock. We got a lot of y'all are sending us great shots here. Here was the view. Brittany Smith sends us this view from, oh, I had it. Hang on. This is from Shawnee Estates. Hang on here. We'll pull that up for you. Ah. I didn't know I could do that. Oh, okay. We can keep the radar up. That's good. Just 1 second. You can see this is the shot from Brittany Smith sent us this photo as it's pushing on through, and we're getting our cameras here positioned correctly. And you'll see the Bowling Green sky cam switch over to our Barron River Lake camera, which is a dramatic shot. There, you saw that there at the top. Hang on. This is the view from our WPBM TV31 Proclaim Broadcasting Barron River Lake camera. This is what I was trying to pull up there. This is of the storm pushing in. You can kind of see everything here, which is just gorgeous. That is unbelievable. These Cyclone Port cameras are friends with the Radar Omega and Cyclone Port, our partners there. Just beautiful shots. You can actually see the Mamatus out ahead there up top, and then you can see the shelf at the bottom and the striations in the atmosphere. That is gorgeous looking. I know it looks scary, but that is not severe. That is simply just the outflow of the thunderstorm, but they are producing very heavy rain into the region. These are not severe. I want to stress that. These are not severe storms, but they are producing winds up to 40 miles per hour right now. They've actually come down a little bit, but the calling card with these is going to be the tremendously heavy rainfall over the next little bit or so. We're going to get these out of here within an hour or so. We may not stay on the whole hour. And Landon making a good point. If your wireless emergency alerts are going off, you're getting the emergency alerts on your phone. That is for the flash flood warning. What the wireless emergency alerts do is that anytime a flash flood warning with a considerable tag comes out, which is what we have here, they will activate the wireless emergency alerts, because usually the Weather Service doesn't issue flash flood warnings with considerable tags unless there is flash flooding ongoing. And obviously, if we're talking rainfall rates of 1 to 2 inches per hour on top of soil and a region that has seen 6 to 10 inches of rain in the last 4 days, it's not going to take much to work on those creeks and streams. Obviously, that's just a good rule in general because, I mean, look at all the rain we still have to go. It's lighter rain, but it's longer in duration. So we will continue to see some very, very heavy rain pushing into the region, and the potential continues for flooding as well. Right now, let's take a bit of a radar tour. We'll come back to the Barren River Lake camera because that is just from a meteorological perspective, that is beautiful to look at. Even though it is a little scary, I'll admit, but there is nothing that is alarming meteorologically about that photo. It's just beauty. Eye of the beholder, but you know. Troy asking how do you send videos to show. You can send it to us on X, formerly Twitter, at WX or not BG. You can send them to us on Facebook as well. We'll at least share them if we're able to get through Facebook. And then as well on our Blue Sky, at WX or not BG.com/Blue Sky is our newest social platform we've been trying to work on here over the last little bit as well. For our friends there in Smiths Grove, all of our friendly beaver nugget peddlers and brisket sandwiches, make sure they're all wrapped up and ready to go because we got some heavy rain pushing in to Smiths Grove, the Buc-ee's capital of Warren County. So again, protect the beaver nuggets at all costs. Our friends there in Smiths Grove, as we're looking at some heavy rain moving in. Brownsville, same thing. With the heavy rain, but I want to stress, because we've got our 6,500 of our closest friends here, this is not severe. This is in no way severe. There's no tornadoes. Even though we're under a tornado watch until 9 o'clock, there is nothing tornadic in these thunderstorms, and they are not even severe, as a matter of fact. You're going to get, as you see that shelf cloud, what you're looking at there up top on our WPBM camera, that is... not Sean says we will protect the beaver nuggets with our lives. Thank you very much for your sacrifice for the beaver nuggets. It does not go unrecognized. But these storms, you see those big scary shelf clouds behind them, is likely where you'll see winds in excess of 60, or not even 60, 40 to 50 miles per hour. These are not, like I said, not severe, but will produce some very heavy rain and gusty winds as they're pushing through. We've kind of kept up here just because it's a Saturday afternoon. People are looking up and seeing spooky clouds. We wanted to assure people that things are not severe, but they are dramatic looking and beautiful looking at times. You can actually see that on our WPBM Barren River Lake Skycam. Overlooking the region there. In fact, I will adjust that camera because we can't see much of the upper canopy anymore. We'll adjust that down so you can see. And a wide shot here on the radar, I want to point out something. The Weather Service, okay, we now do have severe thunderstorm warning in the region. This is kind of what we wanted to keep up with, and now it is here. So a severe thunderstorm warning. A new severe thunderstorm warning now in place for Edmonson County, northeastern Warren County. This does not include the city of Bowling Green. I want to make that clear. Bowling Green is done with this particular thunderstorm. We have rain, we have wind, but the severe weather threat for Bowling Green is over. The severe thunderstorm warning runs for another... a little more than 30 minutes, 35 minutes until 5:15. So severe thunderstorm warning continues until 5:15 now. This is mostly for areas north of Interstate 65 along 31W heading toward Edmonson County. All right, this is not including Bowling Green. Bowling Green is safe from the severe weather, but a severe thunderstorm warning continues for Warren and Edmonson and the very far northern parts of Barren County, Park City and Cave City area. This does not include Glasgow. This also includes much of the western part of Hart County. That is not our coverage area, technically, Hart County, but it's just on the other side of the Wobbles region there, up Interstate 65. Places like Horse Cave, Munfordville, Bonnieville, Big Windy, no pun intended, and over into B there into Hart County, which is outside of our area. But our main thought here, and now we have a new flash flood warning for Edmonson County. This is radar indicated, so it does not have a considerable tag, which means it may not set off your wireless emergency alerts there for our friends in Edmonson County, but all of Edmonson County under a flash flood warning until 10:45. But the most immediate threat is the potential for 50 to 60 mile per hour winds pushing east at, what did we put the speed here? It's right over Brownsville and Collegiate right now. Let's see, our speed on this is 45 miles per hour. So this will be pushing off to the north and east at 45 miles per hour. It is on top of a line from Brownsville to Rhoda to Collegiate to Tuckertown and pushing northeast at 45. So putting a track on this over the next, I used to be able to do, am I crazy? I'll have to check into the settings later. I thought I used to be able to do like a squall tool, as our friends with WSI would call it. 45 miles per hour anyway, pushing to the east. So Pig, you're up next at 4:45. Cedar Spring 4:46. Elko at 4:49. Mammoth Cave by 4:52. Can't see it. They're in UTC, so that's why I'm kind of reading them off here. They're hard to read, and they're 5 hours ahead. Forestville by 5:03. Winesap, that starts to get into Hart County there, by about 5:05. But again, 60 mile per hour winds a possibility. We'll track that to the east, northeast at 45 too while I have it, and I've forgotten to take the squall tool or the tool off there. This is for areas near Smiths Grove. Let's take that segment there south of 65. Let's put a track on it northeast at 45. This is the area that would likely impact Glasgow, where it is not severe at this point. So Polkville by 4:45, Three Forks 4:49, Kepler 4:50, Hydro 4:53, Stovall by 5:06, Oil City 5:07, and if this continues to hold together, Glasgow by 5:10. So that's what we've got moving toward areas into eastern Warren. Okay, I want folks to be clear. This is eastern Warren and Edmonson counties and the very far northern corner of Barron County. This warning does not include Bowling Green, does not include Glasgow, and does not include does include not Russellville. Certainly doesn't include Russellville. That's 3 counties to the west. Does include Brownsville at this point, and also includes our friends just outside the coverage area there in Hart County. So again, severe thunderstorm warning in effect for Edmonson County, very far northern parts of Warren County. It includes our Beaver Nugget headquarters in Smiths Grove. Again, we talked about it. Protect the Beaver Nuggets at all costs. I know they're doing that. Oakland and Smiths Grove. Right now, the Oakland and Smiths Grove exits on 65 are getting pounded with heavy rain. And that's, again, the main calling card with this system is going to be the potential for very heavy rain that pushes through. Just this one area has a threat for some 60 mile per hour winds. Everybody's got a threat for winds to at least 40, and it actually wouldn't shock me if they put a warning out south of the current one. But that is not severe areas near Polkville and Green Hill near Three Forks and Claypool. That'll be pushing toward Pondsville and Hayes over the next few minutes. That part is not severe, but could produce winds gusting to 40 to 50 miles per hour. In addition to maybe some pea to maybe mothball size hail. Mothball's about half-inch size, penny at the most. That's potentially what we're seeing there with that increase in the reflectivity there south of Polkville. It could be bouncing off some hail, but it's pretty warm out. The main severe part of this continues to be off to the east now, looks like of Brownsville. So Brownsville, you're kind of done with the severe part of the storm, but the heavy rain will continue, and this will continue pushing up through a learn your words, boy, up into the northern and eastern parts of the of Edmonson County near Straw, Ollie, and Stockholm. Elko over the next few minutes as well. If I'm calling out your community, you have the potential for winds gusting to 60 miles per hour. Same thing, our friends there in Smiths Grove. Polkville, 40 to 50 mile per hour, moving toward Three Forks and Pondsville as well. As this continues to push through. Watching another severe warned storm that's just south of the state line. This is in Sumner County, if I remember my northern Middle Tennessee counties correctly. That's going to be Sumner and Macon and Robertson counties. That one's got a little hook on it. We'll watch that as that pushes off to the north and east. If anywhere in our region it would move, that could affect areas near Petroleum and Adolphus, perhaps even further east than that, toward Amos and Holland there in southern parts of Allen County. We'll worry about that when it starts to move in. Likely some heavy rain moving toward Franklin, but that is not severe at this point. The only severe part that we're looking at, as downtown Nashville just went under a tornado warning. So if you know anyone in downtown Nashville, give them a buzz. Make sure they know that they have a potential tornado pushing in right now. A look from a distance at this storm. We're talking about our Barren River Lake camera. There's the storm. That is an incredible view from our WPBM TV31 camera overlooking Barren River Lake. They're looking north from... it's north and east of Scottsville. It's the camera's positioned just off 31E, but that is a beautiful look at that storm. The severe thunderstorm warning is in effect for Edmonson County, very far eastern and northeastern parts of Warren County. This does not include Bowling Green or Woodburn or any areas to the west. You're all done. The biggest threat is going to be with heavy rain and gusty winds with this, pushing towards Smiths Grove and Oakland. So if you know anybody that's traveling on 65 right now and is nearing Buc-ee's, tell them to stop off, get some beaver nuggets, get some gas, use one of the cleanest bathrooms at a gas station you will ever use. Hashtag not an ad, just a fan. And we'll continue to watch that push off to the east. And then areas like Cave City and Park City, there in the northern parts of Barren County as well, as that whole line pushes further to the east. That is a gorgeous shot of that whole shelf pushing in on our Barren River Lake camera. That's actually probably going to be we're looking at the area near that's pushing south of Smiths Grove right now. Oh, what a shot of that lightning. Did you see that in the distance? Goodness. I've got a delayed feed over here. There it is again. That's a great shot of that lightning. Looking up toward this severe storm. Again, want to point out the radar view here. There's two little bowing segments we need to watch out for. One is pushing through, and as a matter of fact, I'll just kind of draw them again. One is pushing through the eastern side of Edmonson County. That will very shortly be out of the coverage area into Hart County. The other is pushing near Smiths Grove. They're the eastern parts of Warren County there, east of Bowling Green. These will be pushing through. So Pondsville, Hayes, Three Forks, coming up basically where... pushing up basically where Edmonson, Barren, and Warren counties all come together is where the some threat will be for some damaging winds. But again, the views have been absolutely immaculate this afternoon. Very not the one directly above me, but the one above that. If you can imagine where my hand would be, right here, the Barren River Lake camera on the WPBM tower. TV31 there, Proclaim Broadcasting, that camera overlooking Barren River Lake. That area is not in a warning, but just beautiful shot of that, just the whole shelf, the whole kit and caboodle right there. Fritz asking about more severe weather after this pushes through. I doubt it. What I was actually going to talk about when the severe thunderstorm warning was issued was that the tornado watch has already been cleared out to our west. Still includes Hopkinsville and Elkton, but they've cleared out Ohio County. Actually, I don't think Ohio County was ever in it. Muhlenberg County, Hopkins County out to the west, they kind of took that out of it. We'll need to watch our southeastern sections over the next little bit. Once this area pushes out of eastern and northeastern Edmonson County, where Stockholm is getting tremendously heavy rain, potentially some hail to the size of pennies at biggest. Once that crosses into Hart County, our focus is going to be then on the area moving through Pondsville and Smiths Grove, and then we'll need to watch further to the south. Franklin is seeing the northern side of this little supercell that is in Sumner County, Tennessee, that we'll need to watch, because right now Franklin not looking, actually there's a couple of areas near Franklin looking at potential rotation. The biggest area of rotation, there's actually like 3 in that storm. One that's just crossed the state line near Mitchellville, Tennessee, right there. We'll need to watch. The hook you see definitely near Walnut Grove, Tennessee, and it just went tornado warned just to the south. So we need to watch this very, very closely over the next little bit. Right now, there is only the severe thunderstorm warning in effect for our area. For eastern Warren, northern Barron, northeastern Barron, and then most of Edmondson, but I'm about to sound the all clear in Edmonson County. And actually the one to the south, the tornado warning that is now in effect for Macon and Sumner counties and Robertson is now confirmed near Cross Plains. So we'll need to watch that very closely as that approaches the state line over the next little bit. If it holds together and continues producing a tornado, this is north and west of Portland, Tennessee. This is not immediately our coverage area, but we will need to watch areas like southeastern Simpson County into Allen County as this pushes through. So we're not going anywhere for a little while longer. We need to watch and see where that cell goes. Further to the north, no tornado threat. In fact, Brownsville, I would go ahead and sound the all clear for you. We are no longer looking at a tornado, or we were never looking at a tornado, but the severe weather threat continues to push east into Hart County and out of the area. Still looking at some very gusty winds, potentially very heavy rain. There near Pondsville in eastern parts of Warren County, pushing down 68. This will be pushing shortly into areas of western Barron County, Railton, Red Cross, Bonaire over the next little bit. There is no severe thunderstorm warning for that part of the storm. The severe thunderstorm warning is further to the north, across portions of Hart County and far northwest corner of Barron County, Highland Springs, Park City, Cave City. Our attention, once this starts to push to the east, our attention will quickly turn to this supercell that is south of Franklin. There is no threat to Franklin from this one, but the National Weather Service has observed a tornado on that storm. What I'm going to do, I'll tell you what. Hang on, let's see. I'm going to try to see if we can turn this Sexton Bin Builders camera into a place where we could potentially see something. Likely not. It's likely buried in rain, but and it's probably a little far away. But worth a shot, right? You see Landon's adjusting the Barron River Lake camera above my head as we're watching that shelf pass to the north of the camera. Gorgeous shot. Actually, I think that's not even the shelf cloud. It's the gust front, really. But we need to watch these two cells. One is tornado warned in Macon and Sumner counties in northern Middle Tennessee. And we need to watch, because if this is going anywhere in our coverage area, it's going to be southeastern parts of Simpson County and into Allen County. So we need to watch these areas very closely. You see the thing loading up on the side, so I can do the double pane. Watching that area of rotation that will be pushing shortly, potentially into far southeastern Simpson County and Allen County as well over the next little bit. And then another one for you folks who have friends in Nashville. That is looking not good. Tornado-warned storm is pushing through downtown Nashville right now. That is not a confirmed tornado. That is radar indicated, though I imagine if it were to quickly be confirmed, there's a lot of cameras, a lot of eyeballs on that storm. The 4 television stations in Nashville, and of course the folks at the Weather Service office there in Nashville. That green dot you see south of Old Hickory Lake, that's the office, because unlike in Louisville where the office is displaced from the radar is out on the out on Fort Knox. Out at Fort Knox, the Nashville radar is up a small hill from the weather office there. Severe thunderstorm warning continues for Edmonson County and northeastern parts of Warren County. That is not most of the area. I'd imagine we're going to start to see that trimmed away shortly. The heaviest part of that storm has crossed out of our area and into Hart County. So if you know friends traveling up 65 from Bonneville down to Munfordville over to Horse Cave, let them know they got some very tremendously heavy rain pushing their way here over the next little bit, but that is out of our coverage area. Still likely the shelf cloud and some very gusty winds, heavy rain pushing east now over toward Railton, Red Cross, Bonaire, and Becton, there into western parts of Barron County. The severe thunderstorm warning is still in place until 5:15. It is 4:57, so we have at least 18 more minutes to go if my math is correct, and for once it is. Ask my many math professors at WKU, and they'll call that a qualified miracle. In any case, we're still watching that storm, the threat lowering from that one as it pushes on to the east, but we're keeping with it with the tornado-warned storm that is just south of Simpson and Allen counties. So we're not hopping off just yet, even though the severe weather threat is getting a little bit lower from most of the area. We may be ramping it back up in far southeastern Allen, probably far southeastern Simpson into Allen counties. Heavy rain right now in Franklin, and points to the south along 65. That is not warned in Kentucky. That is not in our viewing area warned. But Geddes, Flat Rock, Pedden Mill, heading toward Hickory Flat, and eventually Gold City, which you see that camera just above me there, is going to be under the gun for some heavy rain, maybe some small hail. I don't know if the Weather Service in Nashville has issued... Okay, we now have a new severe thunderstorm warning for Simpson and Allen counties. This does have the tornado possible tag on it. This goes until 5:30. A severe thunderstorm warning with 60-mile-per-hour wind, hail to the size of quarters, and the potential for a tornado continues. Thank you, Dan. I didn't have you, but I do thank you for confirming my math. I didn't have you in my 5 years on the Hill, but I do appreciate it, as the math department was never always kind to me. Anyway, we continue with the severe thunderstorm warning now just issued for Simpson and Allen counties. This includes areas in Allen County, basically from Halifax to Fountain Run, south of Halifax. So if you're north of Halifax, this is not your warning right now, but still watching the potential for a tornado. The Weather Service in Nashville warned this. This is now radar indicated to the south. It is no longer confirmed. It is a radar indicated tornado warning near Portland, 14 miles north of Gallatin, Tennessee, moving east at 55. And the Weather Service in Louisville has now put a severe thunderstorm warning with a tornado possible tag on it, pushing through. So Franklin, the tornado threat is not for you. You're likely getting some very heavy rain and gusty winds, but the tornado threat is bigger onto the south. In fact, there's actually multiple areas of rotation to watch out for with this storm. I'm looking now here near southeastern Simpson County. We have this little appendage almost. You see there would be the inflow. There's the kind of outflow of the storm, kind of pushing it out. That is where you would get the potential for some rotation, and I think we may be seeing a little bit here on the north side of that, or on the southeastern side of Simpson County. Again, you see there is some of the rotation. It's broad in Simpson County right now, but that will continue to push to the east at about 55. I don't know what the Weather Service warned us for, the severe thunderstorm warning. That is east at 35 versus the Weather Service in Nashville east at 55. So again, watching this area right now in southeastern Simpson County, that will shortly be pushing into southwestern Allen County over the next little bit. You kind of see a couple different areas there where we're looking at the broad rotation. The tornado warning is in effect just south of the area across Macon and Sumner. Yes, Macon and Sumner counties. That is not a confirmed tornado anymore. That was briefly radar confirmed or observed. That is no longer the case. This is radar indicated rotation. But we need to watch out for our friends in Allen County where this continues to push through. And then if you have any friends over in Nashville, they're dealing with a severe thunderstorm, potentially with a tornado warning storm that moved through a few minutes ago. So our friends from Nash Severe Weather were covering that. They haven't gotten a lot of sleep, those guys, over the last few days either. Not many meteorologists have. But we continue with heavy rain and gusty winds for most of us. Most of us just dealing with heavy rain. Brownsville, it's just heavy rain. Morgantown, it's just heavy rain. Bowling Green, it's just heavy rain. Glasgow right now, likely seeing a wicked-looking shelf off to your west, but it's mostly just heavy rain and some brief gusty winds. Russellville, it's heavy rain, some gusty winds on the backside, but nothing severe there. Our attention, even though northern Barron County still remains under the severe thunderstorm warning, our attention remains right now into portions of Simpson and Allen counties and further to the south into Macon and Sumner counties in northern Middle Tennessee, where a tornado warning remains in effect just south of Simpson and Allen counties. Everywhere else, just a severe thunderstorm warning now. Eastern side of Franklin, eastern side of Simpson County. Nothing that would appear to me to be alarming, but we will still watch it as this pushes in. Just getting my bearings here. Severe thunderstorm warning continues until 5:30 for Simpson and Allen counties. Areas in Simpson County include downtown Franklin, though the worst is now east of you. Flat Rock, Pedden Mill, Hickory Flat, potentially some hail on top of you. Gold City, you're seeing just above my head, the Sexton Bin Builders Skycam, where they're getting pelted with heavy rain right now, up toward Temperance. Then as you push into Simpson County, as you push out of Simpson County into Allen County, McElroy Ford, Clare, Alonzo, Petroleum, Adolphus, Pope, not Mark, downtown Scottsville, up toward Halifax, Holland, Amos, Maynard, Mount Zion, not quite to Fountain Run, which is actually technically on the other side of the Allen-Monroe County line, but either way, watching what was once in parts of Macon County, Macon or Sumner County, what was once a confirmed tornado is no longer on the ground or observed, but it is radar indicated, and the rotation will bear that out at this point. It looks like the Weather Service in Nashville has issued a new severe thunderstorm warning, a huge severe thunderstorm warning for 70-mile-per-hour winds that takes in part of that tornado warning that's in Middle Tennessee. I'm not sure if that tornado warning winds up being extended. It expires in 10 minutes. We'll see. But right now, again, our focus remains on eastern Simpson and western Allen counties for the next few minutes. A severe thunderstorm warning continues for there until 5:30 as we watch that cell pushing up from Macon and Sumner counties. At this point, the severe thunderstorm warning has a tornado possible tag on it, indicating rotation is there, but it is not enough at this juncture to issue a tornado warning north of the border. But it is something to watch. A lot of folks asking about future rounds of storms, or was this the big one? Looks like this was, if we zoom out here, you see, again, this was likely, we have another little band of heavy rain and maybe some gusty winds that's about to move toward Russellville and Adairville, but the main issues are pushing past now, it looks like, and we're into more of a heavy rain threat as we head through the evening. We're just past 5 o'clock. 5:06 on your clock, on your timepiece. Will Bowling Green have a tornado? Likely not. This is south of Bowling Green. This one we're looking at here. The tornado warning is not even in our area yet. It's south of the line into Middle Tennessee, but it is still potent. There's Sangtown, Tennessee, and there's Bournes Ford. That area right there, it's about to cross the state line into right where Allen, well, it just did, where Allen and Simpson counties come together with the state line. So the good news with this, as the next scan has indicated, is it looks like this is beginning to flatten out a little. We're not seeing as clear of a hook as we were, which looking at some of the behind-the-scenes values kind of makes sense. I'm looking at something behind the scenes here. The spin in the air is a little bit better over there, but it's not off the charts. And it looks like they're not going to extend that severe thunderstorm warning again for that northern cell. So once that comes down here in about 7 minutes, that will not get warned, I don't think, again, unless I think they just issued a statement for that whole line segment, yeah. And that'll be pushing well out of the area, up 65 over the next little bit. But the tornado warning south of the Tennessee state line, the severe thunderstorm warning now, I can almost take Simpson County out of it at this point. The heaviest of the rain there is right along the county line, pushing into Allen County over the next few minutes or so. Alonzo, New Row, up toward Chapel Hill and Red Hill, downtown Scottsville before too long. So this is not a tornado warning for our area, but you need to be on guard that it wouldn't take much potentially to see one come to the ground. The tornado possible tag is on this storm, which means the National Weather Service sees enough rotation to potentially drop a quick tornado without warning, but not enough that we would be dealing with an imminent tornado threat. Mary is asking, is this coming toward Alvaton? No, just some heavy rain in Alvaton. Basically, your threat is about over. I don't want to say completely over, but the threat's about over unless we're talking about much of Allen County. That is where the focus is right now on this storm, is as it's pushing into Allen County. And right on cue, Landon has been controlling our cameras here this afternoon. You see it, like I said, PBM TV 31. Let's put that full screen. You can see the storm that's moving in. This is going to be a great tool to watch from our Barren River Lake Skycam to see if we're going to run into any lowerings on this storm as it pushes to the east. I said it was flattening out. It looks like it's trying to hook again there in the parts of Middle Tennessee, near Oak Grove, Tennessee, pushing toward Fairfield. And again, the National Weather Service in Louisville has not issued a severe thunderstorm has not issued a tornado warning for this. It has issued a severe thunderstorm warning with a tornado possible tag, which just indicates the potential for winds in excess of 60 miles per hour and the potential of a quick spin-up tornado that can form faster than they can get a warning out, which is typically what happens in these scenarios. That is the only area of severe weather we're talking about. Areas like Bowling Green, Auburn, Russellville were done. Some very heavy rain pushing in from the west. Not even a lot of lightning on that, but it is not severe. And again, just to point out, they've clipped the tornado watch back further to the west. So if you can kind of see that out in West Kentucky. So the threat is coming to an end rapidly once this line moves through. But we're watching a cell that kind of formed out ahead of the whole line, and it's kind of segmented into the line that is rotating into northern Macon County. I believe my Tennessee geography is not great. Northeastern Sumner and northwestern Macon counties, and that will be crossing into Allen County near Adolphus over the next little bit. You're seeing the leading edge of that storm on the big screen right now, on the big view from our WPBM TV31 Barren River Lake camera. And that will continue to push on into the region over the next little bit. You may have seen a new polygon pop up. That is a new tornado warning south of our area. That includes areas northeast of downtown Nashville. That's Sumner, Wilson, Macon, Trousdale County in Tennessee, obviously well outside of our coverage area, but it does come up to the southern parts of Allen County, so we need to watch it. If you are in Simpson County right now, I'm close to giving you the all clear with this particular storm. And our severe thunderstorm warning from earlier is expiring as well. The one that included parts of Edmondson and Barron counties at this point. So taking stock, the only warning we have in place in our region right now is a severe thunderstorm warning for Simpson and Allen counties right now. This runs for another 17 minutes until the bottom of the hour, 5:30. This does right now include the city of Franklin, but your threat has passed. It includes Gold City. Your threat has passed. They just continued the warning. Did they trim it up any? I'm not sure, but they still do have a tornado possible with this as it continues to push to the east. At let's see here, they just they did trim it up, so they took downtown Franklin out of that warning, which makes sense. Gold City is still in this warning. Very far eastern Simpson County remains under this warning, but the focus is now into Allen County, where again you notice this little appendage that we've been watching. This storm did briefly, it would appear, produce a tornado near Cross Plains, Tennessee, about 15 to 30 minutes ago, so that's why we need to pay very close attention to it. You're seeing that above on the top camera there, the base of that thunderstorm. We're looking right into it. All right, we're looking right into this supercell thunderstorm that's pushing into Allen County. All right, if you're not in Allen County, you're not currently under the threat. So a lot of folks hopping in here haven't been watching the whole time. Bowling Green, this is not for you. Glasgow, not really for you. Brownsville, Morgantown, Russellville, not for you. It's raining, but the severe weather threat is low. We haven't canned the tornado watch yet, but they have out to the west, which gives us that indication that once this kind of leading edge of this whole thing pushes through, our severe weather threat will greatly diminish as we head through the evening hours. So again, you're looking at the base of that cell. That is a beautiful look at that supercell that's pushing into Allen County, and they I believe the Weather Service in Nashville went with a tornado possible with 60-mile-per-hour winds and nickel-size hailstones as that pushes on to the north and east. As that little appendage that's near Fairfield will be pushing near Fleet and Adolphus over the next few minutes. That is right as you cross the line from Tennessee into Kentucky. Alonzo, Chapel Hill, Red Hill, likely seeing some very heavy rain with this thunderstorm, but no potential severe weather. Kim's asking about Adairville and Dot. Some gusty winds and heavy rain, but no severe weather in place as that works through Logan County, and that's not our focus. Our focus right now is going to be on the potential with a severe thunderstorm working through Allen County. So Priscilla's asking, is Bowling Green under a tornado warning? No. Bowling Green is under a tornado watch until 9 o'clock, but really just some rain moving through Bowling Green right now. I think our severe weather threat is rather low for the evening. Our focus is southeast of Bowling Green right now, all right? In Allen County, Scottsville. This storm will be crossing 31E over the next few minutes. Just getting my bearings. Stephanie was asking, did I say tornado in Cross Plains? There was a report briefly of the tornado near Cross Plains. I don't have any further details than that, but that's warned by the folks from the National Weather Service in Nashville that are warning on that. So I don't have any more details on that, but if there was one, it's well east of that area now, pushing toward Adolphus in far southern Allen County. And if you look well above, that's the storm. There, that top camera above my head, just below the weather chicken, that is the storm that's pushing through. That's a supercell thunderstorm that is pushing through Allen County right now. And it is rotating. It's very messy. We don't see anything that would indicate right now that anything is imminently on the ground or anything like that, but potential still there. And that is what we need to watch as we head through the next 30 minutes or so. This warning actually continues for another 13 minutes until 5:30, and this will continue to push to the east at 35 miles per hour. So putting a track on this, 35. Putting a track on this will have it into Chapel Hill basically now, Rodimer by 5:25, Scottsville by 5:28. So you have about 10 minutes in Scottsville. Scottsville wouldn't get the rotation with this storm. It would likely get more of the heavy rain and wind, but the potential still exists for the tornado, especially south. So areas like Petroleum and Adolphus, and pushing into far southern Allen County. This is well south of Scottsville, is where the greatest potential for damaging wind. So Sarah says her mom and brother said a funnel cloud in Adolphus, but not touched down. I would believe it. I don't have any more information on that. You're looking at the storm. We're looking into it. They're up top. That is the supercell, the base of the cell, from our camera at Barren River Lake, the WPBM camera, TV31, in Scottsville. The station's in Scottsville. The antenna is near Barren River Lake, which is what we're looking at here on the northeast side of Allen County, almost as you cross into Barren County. It's just south of 31E, but you're looking at that cell right now. In fact, this is headed towards Scottsville, and you can see the base of that cell will bring it up. And again, potential there for winds to 60 miles per hour, hail to the size of quarters, and an isolated spin-up tornado. That will be pushing east of Adolphus now. We need to update our timing. That puts the potential, bear with me here, that puts the potential rotation, if there is any, near Barefoot, Tennessee. I think this is an older scan. I've got another radar source I'm looking at kind of off screen here. I think that's an older scan. Yeah, it's a couple minutes older, but an area of rotation would be near Barefoot, Tennessee, which is just across the line from Forest Springs, Kentucky, which is just on the other side of the Allen County line. So our folks in southeast Allen County need to be on guard. Stephanie said she's at Pleasant Ridge Church in Adolphus, saw rotation in the shelf cloud not touching the ground. Okay. Christopher asking about Russellville. Don't worry about Russellville. Right now, if we're not calling out your community's name, you are not in immediate danger. All right, there's still flooding, and that's dangerous in itself. You see the very heavy rain that's, again, pushing through areas like Russellville and Adairville, and some spotty heavy rain in Warren and Edmondson and Butler counties, but the severe weather threat there is quite low. We've been worked over pretty good, with multiple rounds of storms as well. Continuing to push through, I just addressed Bowling Green and Halfway. Again, the only area that we are concerned with for imminent severe weather, the only area, is in Allen County. It's pushing through Allen County now from Halifax to Scottsville and further on to the south. Petroleum, very heavy rain, maybe some small hail. Winds gusting in excess of 60 miles per hour, a possibility as this pushes into downtown Scottsville. All right, so we're looking at this as it continues to push through. That is the cell we're looking at as we continue to work on through. That's why we're showing it so much, is that is the cell that is pushing in. We're looking for any signs of imminent rotation. We can see the rotation in the thunderstorm. It's kind of hard with the shaking of the camera, but we can see the rotation of the thunderstorm. Clearly nothing on the ground right now, and that is the good sign. But as we head east of Adolphus now, near Forest Springs, and eventually up through south central into southeastern Allen County. If you're in Scottsville, I think your threat for a tornado is rather low. It's rotating for sure, but it's not very strong rotation. Could Bowling Green possibly get hit today? The likelihood is pretty low at this point. Certainly not by a tornado, it doesn't look like right now. The heaviest threat for the tornado remains across eastern portions of Allen County, where a severe thunderstorm warning with a tornado possible tag continues through the area. We've gotten multiple reports of a potential funnel cloud or a wall cloud. Nothing confirmed on the ground. This was briefly on the ground back toward Oak Grove, or not Oak Grove, Cross Plains, Tennessee, about 30 to 45 minutes ago. Currently, doesn't appear to be on the ground, but this is a rotating supercell thunderstorm, and we can see the rotation. You're looking at it on our Barren River Lake camera. We're looking south into this storm. It's normally not the direction you'd look, but we're looking at this rotating supercell thunderstorm that continues to push on to the north and east over the next few minutes. We only have 7 minutes left on the severe thunderstorm warning. However, I can imagine this getting extended into probably the rest of Allen County and southern Barren County, and then just out of the area into Monroe County, probably. It would be my guess. I don't know what the Weather Service will do, but still watching. As well, further to the south, a tornado-warned storm near Gallatin, Tennessee. That'll be moving up toward Bethpage, Bransford, Westmoreland, and eventually Lafayette over the next few minutes. I think, except for maybe the far eastern sections of Allen County going into Monroe County. The likelihood there is that it would miss us, but we need to watch areas like near Fountain Run. Would have the potential there for some very strong winds and maybe a tornado. But the immediate threat remains Scottsville to the south, where the severe thunderstorm warning continues until 5:30 and will continue until 5:30. We will see what the Weather Service does. We're getting close to the expiration time. I just want to bring that full screen again, the cloud base that we're looking at. I mean, you're looking at the rotating thunderstorm right here. This is it. This is storm. So we need to watch this very carefully as this pushes through Allen County. It's going to cross Barren River Lake. It's moving up 31E. The rotation has come down a little bit with it, which is a good sign. You're going to see, I'm going to zoom in. So for those of you looking for the radar, look at that top frame here, and I'm going to zoom in closely so you can see there are some areas near Scottsville of some broad rotation, but nothing that suggests to me that a tornado is imminent, and that's good news. But again, that's the base. The whole daggum thing is rotating, and that's why we need to watch out. Mary was asking Alberton and Bowling Green thunderstorms, and that's it. Yeah, the severe weather threat's getting pretty low there. It's not completely zero, but we've been pretty worked over today with multiple rounds of storms. I'd be shocked if we could recover the atmosphere at all to get that back there. But again, that is what a shot. That is the rotating. I mean, you can see the clouds in the background going to the left and then the clouds in the foreground going to the right. And there is a little bit of shaking going on with the wind there. So, again, just immaculate views from our WPBM TV31 camera there as that continues to work through. Back to the radar, and you'll see the heaviest now moving east and northeast of Scottsville as that continues to push on into and through the city of Scottsville. Rotation has really broadened out with this, and that's a good sign. We still have to watch this area south of the state line. I think more and more that's probably going to miss our area, but more heavy rain possible in the southeastern parts of Allen County. And there's our new severe thunderstorm warning until 6 o'clock. So we will be sticking with this for a while longer. We were probably going to stick with it regardless until it left the area. But Allen and Barron counties in our coverage area under the severe thunderstorm warning. This again has a tornado possible tag. Winds to 60, hail to the size of quarters a possibility. Maybe a little smaller than that. At this point, we will continue to watch this pushing to the east. Again, there's the cell, and I want to bring this full screen again. That is a look you don't see often around these parts, all right? That is a rotating supercell that is pushing to the northeast, and we're getting a fantastic look at it, especially because we're looking south and west, and obviously the sun sets in the west. We have a little bit of time till the sun sets, but we're seeing the stark contrast between the dark clouds of the supercell and the brighter clouds. I mean, we're looking back into the rain there, plenty of rain there all the way back into Tennessee, but just a gorgeous shot, something you don't see in south central Kentucky every day there as well. But our severe thunderstorm warning continues now for Allen and Barron counties until 6 o'clock. Just moving around the area as we approach the expiration time of the first warning. Bowling Green in the clear. Russellville, you're getting some heavy rain, maybe some gusty winds, but you are in the clear as well. Brownsville, Morgantown, heavy rain. We're not done with the heavy rain, unfortunately. That will continue, but the severe weather threat is continuing to diminish. We haven't canceled the tornado watch yet. It's still in effect for another, math fails me, 3.5 hours. I would be shocked if it lasted all 3.5 hours, because really once we get this leading kind of edge of storms through here, we're kind of done with the severe weather for a little while, except for the flooding threat. The flooding threat remains the biggest kind of issue with this whole thing, and has been kind of the whole time, except for Wednesday night when we had the potential for stronger tornadoes, which we don't today. Any tornado that we would have would be brief, wouldn't last very long, but again, if it hits your house, you got problems. No matter how, weak for a tornado, is still 90 miles an hour, so that's still concerning. As we head to the east. Pushing east of Scottsville now, the direction on this is northeast. The speed is 50. So this is moving to the north and east, technically east, at 50 miles per hour. In our area, this warning covers eastern Allen and southern Barron. That is it. We are done. Bowling Green, no severe weather threat right now. Franklin, no severe weather threat. Everywhere but Scottsville, eastern side of Allen County, and southern side of Simpson County, and the adjacent portions of Metcalfe and Monroe counties, the severe weather threat is pretty darn low. Even so, we're still watching the supercell. That is the cell that we're looking at on radar pushing to the east. So let's track it. East at about 50. This takes it out of our area soon. It's not going to be with us long. It's already past Scottsville at this point. Maynard by 5:35, Walnut Hill 5:37, Fountain Run 5:43, Flippin by 5:48, and then once we get past there, Nobob by 5:57, and then Summershade, that's over in Metcalfe County, at 6:01. So again, Franklin is not under a tornado warning and never has been. The cell to the south was briefly warned, but Franklin itself has never been under a tornado warning and is not currently, and the threat is diminishing in Franklin right now. You're still going to get some gusty winds and heavy rain, but no tornado with that. Is Bowling Green going to get hit with the storm in Russellville? Probably, though that is not severe, and it's not severe, honestly. I heard the chirp go off. Let's see what we got. That's just more river flood warnings in central Kentucky. So, again, the only areas of severe weather we're looking at, eastern Allen County going into southern Barron County. Everybody else, there's no severe weather. Could you get a few gusty showers and some heavy rain? Yes. And that will continue to be the threat as we head into the overnight. Into the rest of the evening and into the overnight is going to be the flooding threat. The tornado threat is still remarkably low. There is a tornado possible tag on this severe thunderstorm warning because it is rotating, but the threat for significant severe weather is very low. Even so, the severe weather can be not very significant, but if it hits you, it's pretty darn significant, right? So we still need to watch this. Do you see southeast Allen County getting clipped by the cell below? Maybe. Far southeastern Allen, probably. This will probably be south and east of Scottsville. Not expecting a lot, but still need to watch it. That's a tornado-warned cell that's pushing up. If you know anybody in Westmoreland, Tennessee, Beech Grove, Hartsville, Beach Bottom, Lafayette, moving up through that area. Our focus continues to be on this cell that's about to cross through Allen County. It's crossing through Allen County. It's about to cross into Barron County. You see the cell on our Barron River Lake camera, our TV31 WPBM camera. Bring that back full. And you can see the leading edge is starting to push kind of out of the camera's view. And you're seeing that gray on the, it's kind of pushing away from the camera over to the right side of the camera. That is the, that's the rain and the rain shaft of the storm that is pushing in. And it's looking like it's trying to tighten up a little again. A little bit there. I'll throw the velocity on. I'll show you what I'm talking about as we put this back full screen with the radar. Yeah, watching that area east of Scottsville near Maynard. Some rotation there trying to perhaps tighten up. And that's near Maynard, and we'd be pushing toward Austin and Tracy. The communities of Austin and Tracy, and also anyone in that area named Austin or Tracy or Peter Creek would be next in line if this continues to try to tighten up. No tornado there, but the tornado, no tornado on the ground, but the tornado possible tag is still there as that pushes to the east. It's kind of on top of Maynard right now. And that will shortly be pushing out of Allen County into southern Barron County. Over the next few minutes, the severe thunderstorm warning continues until 6 o'clock, so we have 25 more minutes on this warning as it continues to push off to the east and the northeast. There is a tornado possible tag on this, which indicates that the storm is rotating, but is not imminently producing a tornado. I thought I saw a change in the box there. I didn't. I'm just seeing things, which is always what you want to see. Yeah. Actually, it was back to the west where the Weather Service in Paducah is chopping. They chopped Christian and Hopkins County out of the tornado watch. So again, further to the east, they will continue to, the Weather Service in Louisville is, again, stretched a little thin as they work through things there with a big area to cover, a lot of flooding going on. So I think clearing out the watch is probably a little lower on their priority list. But once this this whole leading edge moves past you, and the leading edge is kind of from Glasgow to Scottsville back down into Tennessee, the severe weather threat is over for the night. This is not a significant severe weather event in terms of tornadoes or wind or hail. Could we see a spin-up tornado? And yes, that would be significant for whoever that runs into, but the huge, big type plains type tornado threat is not with this particular storm now. The threat is well off to the south, where again, this whole thing goes down into Mississippi, where where tornado warnings are down into Mississippi right now, heading toward Tupelo. We are on the northern side of this, which is much less dynamic, and with this low pressure that's forming that will eventually push this thing finally out of here. It's been 4 days of this. I'm tired of looking at watches and warnings. We're almost through this, guys. We just got to get through this just a little bit longer. This cell that's pushing out of Allen County, so Scottsville. I think you're good to go in Scottsville, certainly from this storm, but I think overall, some brief weak rotation near the Maynard community, and we'll be crossing the line into Barron County over the next little bit. So southern parts of Barron County remain under the severe thunderstorm warning. Fritz said it all. I'm tired of this, Grandpa. That's too dang bad, because we got a few more hours of this for parts of the region, at least the rainfall. I think we have about probably less than an hour with this cell until it finally pushes out of our coverage area, which again, once it crosses out of Barron County, once it crosses this line that I'm drawing here, use your imagination, it's out of our coverage area. Our coverage area is Warren, Allen, Barron, Butler, Logan, Edmonson, Simpson counties in south central Kentucky. So once it crosses over into Monroe County or into Edmonton, which is the county seat of Metcalfe County, we're done with it. Still watching southeastern, maybe far southeastern parts of Allen County. Looks like the Weather Service in Nashville issued a new severe thunderstorm warning for, is that Sumner? Macon and Clay counties in East Tennessee, or Middle Tennessee, and we're close to East Tennessee. Areas from Lafayette to Red Boiling Springs, and that would be pushing further to the east. But it does come up to the Allen County lines. There's a lot of counties with very similar consonants and vowels right next to each other. It happens. I'm sorry. Traveling back to Bowling Green from Nashville. Is that wise right now? Absolutely not. Because even though the greatest severe weather threat is to your east, still extraordinarily heavy rain from Nashville up 65 to Bowling Green. Very strong winds, or very heavy rain continues. The strong winds are to the east, but very heavy rain continues. I would not advise travel right there right now. Maybe a little later, but just watch the radar, and once things start to thin out a little, I can't know your tolerance for risk, but we need to just be real careful out there. It's possible I said thunderstorm warning when I meant tornado warning for Red Boiling Springs. Yes, tornado warning for Macon and Clay counties in East Tennessee. Not East Tennessee, Middle Tennessee, Northern Middle Tennessee. I know my parts of Tennessee. It's been a long week, guys. Lafayette to Red Boiling Springs under the tornado warning. And we'll need to watch to see what the Weather Service does there into southeastern Allen County, the area that's actually not currently under a warning. I'm talking areas like Holland and Mount Zion and Amos I have been on a storm survey in Amos before, let me tell you. Either way, actually, I think I mentioned that fact the other night, so hopefully you weren't around, so you didn't hear me repeat myself, which you kind of have to do in severe weather coverage. Southern Barron and eastern Allen counties, not including Scottsville. I think Scottsville, you may get some heavy rain from this one, but the threat for the tornado is going to go well to your south and east. Still some broad rotation near Austin that we'll be watching, Austin and Peter Creek. I'll turn the velocity on, and you'll see it's really diffuse now, looking at it. Really diffuse there. I'm not... certainly nothing that appears like imminently dangerous. But south of Glasgow, folks, south of Glasgow, just be on guard for 60-mile-per-hour winds and hail to the size of quarters possible. Probably a little smaller than that at this point, but still something to watch. As this pushes to the east, it's almost out of Allen County completely. At this point, Austin to Tracy to Peter Creek, again, with the potential for 60-mile-per-hour winds as this supercell pushes on to the east at about 50 miles per hour. So it's working its way through. Once it gets to the other side of Barron County, and depending on what happens with this cell near Lafayette, eventually we'll hop off here. This is not going to be an all-night thing. The storm you're looking at, Troy, is very helpfully helping out. This area from Chandler's Chapel to Auburn to Franklin is not severe. There may be some gusty winds with it, but certainly some heavy rain. So that still has to move over. And then I imagine we'll start to see that tornado watch chipped away for us as we head through the overnight. That tornado watch runs through 9 o'clock, and I absolutely do not expect it to make it to its expiration time, at least right now. But again, watching the far southeastern parts of our region right now will be the main threats. Okay, so southern parts of Barron County and eastern parts of Allen County. Mariah said she just got a tornado warning for Adolphus. Adolphus is not under a tornado warning. You may be bouncing your cell phone off of a... the wireless emergency alerts may be bouncing off a cell tower in East Tennessee, or in Tennessee, where they are under a tornado warning. That would make sense. If you're getting your cell phone service from, if your cell phone is pinging off a tower there that's like down 31E, that may be the reason you got the tornado warning. That is not in effect for you. That is to your south and your east. In fact, Adolphus does not have a threat from this particular thunderstorm. I wouldn't expect them to. But we still need to watch far southeastern areas of Allen County. Michaela's asking about Franklin. Some heavy rain, gusty winds, no severe weather expected, though we still do have a flash flood warning in effect through 10:30 because of all the rain we've seen. That is the major threat. It's not like... Obviously, a tornado is a more immediate danger than flash flooding generally, but again, where we've seen so much rain, the Mesonet station, the 4-day rain total at the Mesonet station in fact, I'll just pull this map up. I got to switch windows here, but I should be able to pull this map up for you from the Mesonet. Just incredible 4-day rainfall totals. I think I can do this and keep the radar up on the screen. This is the view from the... These are 4-day Mesonet totals. So 5.86 in Franklin, 6.29 in Scottsville, Bowling Green, 9.5 inches of rain in 4 days in Russellville. Almost 11 inches of rain in 4 days in Morgantown. That is unreal. And we've still got rain this evening. We've got rain through the rest of the evening. The severe weather threat subsides soon, but the heavy rainfall threat is not to be taken lightly. Okay? So we need to watch that very carefully. I know it's not as meaning... Okay, we have a tornado warning. So we now have a tornado warning for far southeastern Allen County. All right. This is for Allen. The only county included in our coverage area is Allen County. Okay. Far southeastern Allen County. Amos, Mount Zion, Holland, over to Fountain Run. I need you in your safe place now because we've been watching this storm for the last hour. It's pushing out of Middle Tennessee that has a tornado warning on it now. It's had a tornado warning for a while, and now we have a tornado warning for southeast Allen County. That is the only area of our coverage area with a tornado warning. It shouldn't last very long in our coverage area. Okay, a lot of you, your wireless emergency alerts are going off in Allen County. This does not include Scottsville. This does not include Adolphus or Petroleum or Alonzo or Pope or Halifax. This is just the far southeastern parts of the county. So Amos, in your safe spot. Mount Zion, in your safe spot. Holland, in your safe spot. Adjacent areas into Metcalfe County. Safe spot. That's Fountain Run. Lamb. Flippin. If you're hearing my voice and you're in Gamaliel or Tompkinsville, all the way to Marrowbone, Burkesville, and the southern part of Metcalfe County. That's out of our coverage area. Once we get this storm into Monroe County, it's not our responsibility anymore. It's out of the counties that we serve. So, again, the tornado warning is only for Allen County. I need to make this clear. If you're in Amos, Mount Zion, be in your safe space now. Into Fountain Run, same thing. Just as you cross over the line into Monroe County. That is the only part of Allen County that is in this warning. Everybody else is just dealing with heavy rain. We still have a severe thunderstorm warning for southern parts of Barron County, south of Glasgow. That's got some broad rotation on it near Tracy and Cooktown. But that is not the main concern now. The main concern is a tornado warning for Holland, Amos, Mount Zion, and pushes to the east. All right? The tornado warning is in effect until 6:30, but once this storm is out of Allen County, the threat is much lower for our area. Broad rotation now near Pleasant Hill, Tennessee. Right there. And it's pushing north and east at 65. That is speedy. So this is moving along highway speed, 65 miles an hour. It won't be under threat long there in Allen County. All right, it's already pushing to the east. So we need to watch this as it pushes to the east and the northeast. Again, our coverage area ends at the Allen County line. Once this pushes into Monroe County, we are not under that threat in our coverage area anymore. But we need to watch it closely through the nighttime, through the next few hours, or not even next few hours, next few minutes. Again, tornado warning for eastern Allen County, far eastern and southeastern Allen County through 6:30. And again, it goes to 6:30. That runs all the way to Burkesville. All right, this is not going to last all night by any stretch. In fact, we are almost done with this in our coverage area. You see some of that broad rotation near Etoile. You'll have to excuse me if I pronounce that wrong, but no tornado warning is in effect there, but 60 mile per hour winds still possible. We're almost done with this, guys, in terms of the immediate tornado heavy wind threat. We're almost done with this, but once it crosses out of eastern and southeastern Allen County, where the threat still remains for the potential for a spin-up tornado, again, this is areas Mount Zion, Amos, I was wondering if I could do street level. I don't think I can. I can't point out. I have to zoom in to look at the streets. 1333 Bandy Road area. As this pushes through, I'm just trying to zoom in. If you know where Pinchgut Creek is, Acresville Road into Punchin Creek Road. These are areas out far eastern Allen County. 1333 Bandy Road area. Acresville Road into Punchin Creek Road. These are areas out far eastern Allen County. 1333 Bandy Road area. Into Punchin Creek Road. These are areas out far eastern Allen County. Long Hollow Road. These are the areas under threat from this particular storms, this particular thunderstorm. Amos area has the potential now, another potential area just crossing the state line. And again, this whole thing is moving off to the north and east at 65. So it's not long for our area, that I'll tell you. This will be pushing east into Monroe County and southern Edmonton. That's the city of Edmonton, south of the city of Edmonton into southern Metcalfe County. Not Edmondson County. My apologies, that sounded a little strange. Not Edmondson County. No severe weather threat there. You have to excuse me. I have somehow gotten a smudge right in the middle of my glasses. Pardon me here. All right. Eastern side of Allen County. Eastern and southeastern Allen County. Likely a push of wind with this. Near Holland, Mount Zion, pushing to the east and northeast at 65 miles per hour. So Fountain Run, which is on the far eastern, it's actually in Monroe County, technically, but just close enough there, into Monroe County. We're just about done with this, folks. Still watching the severe thunderstorm moving through southern Barron County, 60-mile-per-hour winds, quarter-size hail with that. 8 minutes to go on that warning, and that includes areas up to 88, really the southern third of Barron County. This does not affect Glasgow. The only tornado warning we have is down into Allen County. The likelihood of a tornado warning in Bowling Green, Schuyler, is 0. All right, this is well east and southeast of Bowling Green and moving to the north and east. So this isn't even going to be in our coverage area for very long. This will be pushing east of the coverage area shortly. But again, we still need to watch this area near Amos. It's east of Amos and near Mount Zion and just east. Likelihood of a tornado in Glasgow is pretty low. Bowling Green is already good to go, just some heavy rain. If you are not in southern Barron County or southern and southeastern Allen County, your severe threat is very low the rest of the night. But our folks in eastern parts of Allen County are under a tornado warning, and we need to watch this very closely. So, again, this is coming up. It's just about out of Allen County, the potentially tornadic part of the storm. I tell you what, this would be it right here. This is crossing into the far, far, far southeastern parts of Allen County. All right, and I know some folks are saying the tornado sirens are going off in Scottsville. That is all controlled by the emergency managers in the county, and likely the siren technology is such that they can't just turn on sirens for one part of town. It just activates every siren in the county, and that's what happens here. Franklin, Kentucky, okay. Yeah, Franklin, Kentucky. Y'all are basically done. It's gusty, but that's about it. Again, this area we need to watch. This is west of Akersville, right on top of, and I'm zooming way in, West Lannis Road, up toward Akersville Road, Godfrey Road, even up toward soon Rough Hill Church Road and Long Hollow Road. That is where this circulation will be. Alvaton is completely done. Warren County, unless you're in the southern part of Barron County or the southern part of Allen County, you have no threat right now, all right? You have heavy rain. That's the main threat. but the only imminent threat of a tornado is going to be across portions of southern Allen County right now. And we're watching a little bit there in southern parts of Barron County, too. A couple areas of some brief, broad rotation there. Nothing that's screaming at me. But still, that area is under a severe thunderstorm watch until... I'm sorry. That area is under severe thunderstorm. The area in Barron County is under severe thunderstorm warning for about another 4 minutes. We'll see what the Weather Service does there. Whole area remains under a tornado watch until 9, but again, our focus is now well to the south of Bowling Green and Glasgow, near Fountain Run, near Acresville. Acresville is just outside of the coverage area. So again, this is the area. There's nothing that seems imminently on the ground right now. This is a radar-indicated tornado warning, which indicates that there is rotation in the storm, but that nothing is currently on the ground. Multiple areas of rotation. The strongest of which might actually be already over into Monroe County there, north of Bugtussle, which is another somewhere near the top of the list of Kentucky town names. Bugtussle, just outside of the coverage area. We've added a new severe thunderstorm warning. This for eastern Barron County. That goes until 6:30. So for another 30 minutes there, watching the rotation there along Highway 63 into, pardon me. Can we refrain from the political discussions right now? It doesn't seem to be a huge issue right now. What we're watching is the potential for a tornado there into portions of southeastern Allen County. And another area of rotation near Highway 63, that's right on top of Temple Hill. That is there into Barron County. They will need to watch. The new severe thunderstorm warning is broadly for eastern Barron County, and eventually, as that pushes east out of Barron County, our severe weather threat will be finished. And once this tornadic thunderstorm moves out of Allen County and into Monroe County, the threat is finished. And I think we're just about there. All right, our severe weather threat is just about over. All right, we just need to get this out of eastern Barron County into down 68 into Metcalfe County. And then we're done for the evening. As we head down toward 88, that is where we need to watch for a little bit of rotation. That's what we were talking about a second ago on Highway 63. It's at least broad rotation. I'm going to double box it now. So what you're looking at on the left is the normal, what we call reflectivity. What's over there on the right, that is the velocity or the wind inside the thunderstorm. And when you get these areas like we have near 88, that's right on top of Temple Hill, that is indicative of rotation in the storm. Yeah, we need to watch this area. There's nothing, it's not a tornado warning, and the rotation is not particularly, I don't want to say it's not tight. It's a little tight, but it's not speedy rotation. It's not giving us that thought that, oh, geez, something's happening here. But we need to watch it very closely. This is headed toward 88 and eventually Keno. This should stay north of Nobob. So Nobob, your friend in Nobob, is not going to be dealing with the potential for a tornado. Right now, it's just an area of rotation. Nothing is alarming about it. We're just about out of the threat there into parts of Allen County. In fact, I would say that main threat for the rotation is now east of our coverage area, north and west of Gamaliel, if it's anywhere. That's headed toward Tompkinsville, though. So if you know anyone in Tompkinsville, let them know they have some rotation headed their way, and they are under a tornado warning right now. Julius is asking about Glasgow. The heaviest is east of Glasgow now. The heaviest of the rain and storms is going to be pushing very shortly into Metcalfe County. But we're still watching this little area of rotation. It's just east of Temple Hill. It's between Temple Hill and 88. It's headed toward 88. What you're looking at here is wind that's blowing toward the radar in Nashville and wind that's blowing away from the radar in Nashville. And so that is indicative of some spin in the thunderstorm, at least in the mid-levels. We're pretty high up there, and it's getting a little more diffuse there as well. So nothing is imminent there, but it's an area to watch near 88 on Highway 90, near Keno. Eventually pushing into Metcalfe County and out of our coverage area. Broader view, the tornadic part of the thunderstorm is now out of Allen County, so I can go ahead in Allen County and give you the all clear for the tornado potential. That is now to your east. But if you have your friends there in Tompkinsville, let them know that we're watching the potential for a tornado, heavy rain and gusty winds. Outside of that, some heavy rain in Scottsville and over toward Bowling Green, some heavy rain. But the severe weather threat continues to diminish quickly in our region. Again, look out to the west. I'm actually going to turn the radar off. Or I'm just going to switch to a different radar that it's not covering the area so I can point out that you don't see the yellow boxes around these counties across far west Kentucky. That's because they've been dropped from the tornado watch. So I would imagine that we'll start to see the tornado watch cleared away soon. But far eastern areas of Barron County, we're just about through this, guys. And then we can hop off and get some rest because I'm tired, you're tired. Frankly, we're all tired. So we need to watch it. Is the route to Nashville good on 65? It's raining. The heaviest rain is still working through Bowling Green. We're going to be dealing with rain for several hours yet. The likelihood there. So, again, I wouldn't advise travel right now. I don't know what your risk tolerance is. That's not a question I can answer. I don't know how good of a driver you are. But I can just advise you that it is going to be wet for several more hours, pockets of heavy rain on 65 or any area road at this point. So just be careful out there. Turn around, don't drown. If you encounter a flooded roadway, turn around, don't drown. Most fatalities from flooding occur in vehicles, and it doesn't take much to get the vehicles off the road. So we need to be careful, very, very careful. Our friends over in Tompkinsville watching the threat for 60-mile-per-hour winds and perhaps a tornado on the northern side of that storm. That is out of our coverage area. Our counties are just about finished with this. Once we get this line that is taking its sweet old time to get through the eastern side of the region, eastern parts of Barron County, Glasgow, still some heavy rain, gusty winds, but the severe threat is over. Even though you are still in the severe thunderstorm warning, that warning runs up through a while. So we have now been able to officially drop Allen County from the tornado warning. So the tornado warning is no longer in effect for Allen County. The tornado warning has been canceled. And we are about to push this last series of storms out of Barron County. And once we do, we'll be finished for the night. We had quite a view today with the shelf clouds. We had quite a bit of activity there as the shelf clouds pushed through. None of that was severe as it pushed through. We had a couple of severe thunderstorm warnings back near Russellville a couple hours ago, about 2.5 hours ago now. And then we had the shelf clouds pushing in and a couple of warnings, but the main severe threat has continued to be across eastern parts of Barron County. And again, once we get this out of Barron County, we are finished for likely the night. The tornado watch is still in effect until 9 o'clock, but again, I'd imagine that we'll likely see that dropped in short order once the Weather Service kind of is able to get their bearings, because, I mean, they're tracking all of this. I mean, the Weather Service in Louisville serves all of these counties all through here. It's not just our area, but all the way up through here. So the Weather Service in Louisville, they are busy folks. And will continue to be over the next several days as they continue to survey what's going on. So again, that's why probably the watch hasn't been cleared yet, is they're dealing with flooding throughout a 59-county area. Our counties are only 7 of those 59 counties. So again, we'll watch it. But again, the heaviest of the rain will be pushing east. It's already pushed east of 88 and will be pushing out of Barron County over the next few minutes. Once it does, we will hop off for the evening. It has been a long day at the end of a long week, and we are pushing on through. It has been a long week, and we're just about through it. Once we get this on out of here, we'll likely be dealing with some rain through tomorrow, at least the early part of tomorrow. But then we are finished. In fact, the Weather Service just updated their forecast discussion, so if you'll allow me a moment, we'll try to get this through. Oh, it's just the aviation update, I believe. Yeah, it's just the aviation. Again, we're not expecting much in the way of any more severe weather through the evening. We'll continue to keep an eye on things. We'll hop off here, like I said, once these storms push east of Barron County and into Edmondson, into Metcalfe County, whose county seat is Edmonton. We will continue to watch that push to the east. We're in the far southeastern part of the Weather Service in Louisville's coverage area. Those folks over in Tompkinsville need to be watching out with the threat for a potential tornado. It's pretty broad looking at the rotation. I got another source up here. But yeah, Bowling Green's all right. Again, just heavy rain that's pushing through. That's what's pushing through now. It's kind of the backside of this. Just light to moderate rain for the rest of the night. That's not good because we continue to watch the heavy rain pushing through. Before we hop off, I want to show this one more time. These are the rainfall, the 5-day rainfall totals, 4-day rainfall totals from the Kentucky Mesonet stations. 6 inches in near Franklin in Simpson County, 6.37 inches in Allen County, 8.4 at the WKU Farm, 8.2 on the north side of town, just over 8 inches on the Warren-Barron County line, but the impressive numbers continue out to the west. The Mesonet station in Logan County has seen 9.6 inches of rain in 4 days. That's a couple of months' worth of rain in a week. You just saw the update there. 10.79 in Morgantown, from the Morgantown Mesonet station, even further out to the west. Look at these numbers. Hopkinsville, 12.26. Madisonville, 11.31. Cadiz, 12.37. That's over a foot of rain in a week. Hunter mentioning Rochester approaching 15 inches above flood stage. That's actually a good point. Before we hop off, we'll show some of the river gauges there. There's a view of the radar as the heaviest of the storms push out of Barron County. We'll be able to hop off, take stock. We're out of warnings just about in our region, or in our area. We'll still have the eastern side of Barron County under that, but that'll get trimmed off here shortly. We'll look at the river gauges, and then we're going to hop off because Hunter made a good point. Rochester, is going to approach 15 inches above flood stage, maybe. Let's look at that. Actually, looking at the This is the Green River at Woodbury Upper. It's in major flood. It's forecast to crest at 45.8 feet on Monday. I don't have the record crest on here right in front of me, but that is already in major flood stage. The Green River at Rochester is in major flood stage right now, moderate flood stage, excuse me, at about 46 feet. The observation was at 45.99 feet, and it will crest in major flood stage at 51.1 feet on Wednesday. The record is 61.6. That seems safe. We're 10.5. We'll crest about 10.5 feet above record flood. I want to see. I think I missed it on the Woodbury station there. The record is 52.7, so we're not that far off. The Barren River in Bowling Green. It crested there in moderate flood stage. Right now it's forecast to crest in moderate flood stage again on Monday. Right now, Drakes Creek near Alvaton is in, I don't believe it's even in action stage right now. It crested in minor flood stage the other day. It will crest in minor flood stage again at 31 feet on Monday. The Green River near Mammoth Cave is in moderate flood stage or minor flood stage. It's almost to moderate flood stage. It will crest in moderate flood it will crest in moderate flood stage, but near major flood stage. Major flood stage is 62 feet. Moderate flood stage is at 60.3 feet. So again, we're not done with this yet. Nolan River is okay and looks to stay okay. I mean, we're talking. It's forecast to hop up to 548 feet. Flood stage is 560, so they're in good shape. But either way, we're already in major flood stage at Woodbury. We're going to stay there a while. We'll be in major flood stage through much of the week until we get towards Thursday. So tremendous amounts of rain continue to work through the area. That is going to be our main threat overnight. The tornado threat is very low. The severe weather threat is getting lower. But again, we need to watch the rainfall. That is going to be the big issue. If you live near a creek or a stream, you need to watch that thing like a hawk or get to higher ground. All right? Because this is no joke. This is incredible, incredible rain that we've seen. We've seen nearly a foot of rain in some areas in 4 days. So we need to watch it. For us, the severe thunderstorm warning will continue for a few more minutes into about 15 minutes for Barron County. I'd imagine that'll get trimmed off soon. Everywhere else, just dealing with some areas of heavy rain. The tornado warning is to our east. It's now east of Tompkinsville, so we're done with that. But light to moderate rain continues through the nighttime hours, even as our severe weather threat looks to wane. That will do it for me right now. Our whether or not severe weather coverage presented as always by On Target. Of course, if you have any flooding issues and you need help, call these folks at On Target down there. The action number there, the emergency line is 270-693-3600. Give them a call if you do happen to run into any issues with the flooding or anything else. But our severe weather threat continues to wane. Technically, the tornado watch is in effect for another 3 hours, but I imagine we will drop that off pretty quick here soon. So stay safe out there, everybody. If there's a reason we need to hop back on, we will. But at this point, I think we are okay from the severe weather standpoint. We just need to watch the flooding as we head through tonight. Stay safe out there, guys.